Hello people of Earth, it's your pal the Orbital Outcast, Rad Gnarly, coming away with another low-key broadcast. Tonight we're hitting mid-season form as we continue the 5th year of GWA Generation 2 in Fire Pro Wrestling World. But first I'd like to say hello to everyone in chat or checking us out on VOD. No matter where or when you happen to be in this great big old world of ours, we're happy to have you with us. We hope the day finds you well. Alright, I did a little bit of management. So I did a little bit of management before I started streaming. I was sort of making it up to myself in a weird way for missing last week, even though sort of internet troubles caused that week delay. Hey Barry, what's going on? Oh, it's been so quiet. Yeah, all the weird Americans in their Turkey Day, huh? Well, no such luck here. Here, it's all wrestles for the evening with us. Okay. Let's see. As I was saying, I did a little bit of management stuff off stream, like during the countdown. Not fast enough to make some news graphics for the GWA Event Center, unfortunately, but I'll just show you here. We have a new stable. Let me just go transfer wrestler, it'll show you. There, the Heartbreakers. Obviously a heel stable and potentially formed with the express purpose of taking out Bret Hart and his stable. But Shawn Michaels has aligned himself with El Tejano Jr., the Junior Heavyweight Champion Dragon Rojo Jr., and Flamita. So we have a new stable in our midst. So I did a little shuffling for who's a heel and who's a face. I don't really consider them heels or faces. I'm just trying to balance two sides of a roster, like a red corner, blue corners type of thing. Plus try to maintain interesting matchups throughout. It's not like I don't do heel or face, so on and so forth. The only places I try to stick to it are the stables, pitting them against each other. Okay, to that end, we have one more roster slot available, and I did a little pre-show scouting. This is all the fun management paperwork stuff before we actually book the card and get down to the ring to call the action. So, easing into it after a week away. Hope those that are celebrating American Thanksgiving are having a great day and they aren't in a food coma by now. We're pretty early to tap out. It's only 7. Got to rally for that late football game, I would assume. I'm assuming there's an 8 o'clock football game. Or an 8:30. Let's see. Oh, yes. I was doing a little bit of, looking around, and I've shortlisted a couple of people. Laredo Kid, who has surprisingly low stats, in my opinion. Like, only being a C and a C+. But still a lot of potential despite being like 33. Mind you, the median age of our talent is probably in their mid-40s, based on the fact that we have so many legends. And the other one I was looking at, and they've guested with us before, was bringing in Yohei, and that's again a C and a C+, but the match style is already a match for us. It's a little bit of I think it's a little bit of a worse, no, same popularity situation, so not really giving anything up there. So it's not really like we're going to bring in a star anyway. We're just bringing in our final member of the roster, 13th member of the junior division. Lucky 13 as it happens. So I think I'm going to go with Yohei first. I'm pretty sure the Bamboo Dragonfly is a custom move that's been added, or a couple of these are custom moves that have been added. Certainly that looks like a fairly accurate representation of the last time I saw Yohei in the ring. So we're going to go with having a chit chat with Yohei. Maybe we can get Liger to broker this. They don't like us much. That's interesting. I wonder why they wouldn't like us much. We're not that popular in Japan. We're exceptionally popular in the Americas and the Latin Americas. Okay. Take them out to a not so fancy dinner. We're going to middle ball them right away because they're coming in from that's pretty much the lowest you can pay somebody in this game. So I might even highball them. I mean, I'll mid-ball them first just to save some money, but if they don't say yes, I'll highball them second time around because we get 3 strikes and then we're out of negotiations for this month. Come on, Yohei, what do you say, buddy? You can sign with us for a 10-month bonus, but don't worry, as soon as you sign with us, before we even book the event, I'm going straight down to give you a pay bump. We're at least going to get you up to $2,000 because that's our basement, because we can afford to pay that at minimum. So bringing you in on the 500 salary, but we'll make sure to keep boosting your salary up. He doesn't know that yet, but he's happy to sign. And like we promised, without even assigning them anywhere, welcome to the team. 50% raise. Okay, now we're going to put them And it is no coincidence that their name starts with Y, because I like to keep these things both even and alphabetical. So we have a fiery new baby face in our midst. We now have 11 and 11, I believe, in face and heel, and then we have 4, 4, 4, and 4 to make 38 roster members. 38 of 38 positions on the roster now filled. Let me just tab over here and see if I can use Yohei yet. The all-powerful text file currently being looked at. A lot of activity outside. Okay, I hear little mister running up and down the hallway. I hear him. Okay, fiery young baby face. Yohei. Pardon me one moment. One day I'll figure out a way that I can like share this live. Maybe I can do that. Like window share. That'd be funny. Let's do that. No, not window capture. It's still a... No, it would be window capture. It's not a game necessarily. Let me make a Obiasaurus for Notepad, and there it is. I love it. Okay, we're gonna capture the cursor as well. So this is what I edit every once in a while. Not every once in a while. This is what I'm editing like constantly. And as I do things, you can see it happening. Oh, perfect. Oh, this is lovely. All right, so this is the, you can see I just made this new stable. Everybody's faced up here. Everybody's faced up down here. Junior talent, we're up to 13. So I have an extra copy of the junior talent listed below so I can keep track of, oops. Sorry there, buddy. So I can keep track of whom is whom. Yohei goes on the bottom. They are a face. You can see I have the members of the standard currently listed as T for tweener, or I had them listed as T for tweener. I made them full faces, so we have 2 face and 2 heel. You're not going to see these, are you? Oh, cool. You don't see like the actual like menus pop up. That's wonderful. Okay. See, these are, I'm just going to scroll real quick. So we have the Wayward Champions. These are the ones we're trying to return belts to these organizations. Unfortunately, we were guilty of stealing a couple. So we're going to try to find it. Well, we already found an opponent for CM Punk, spoiler alert, on this first show that we're doing. This is me peeling back the layers of, the layers of the management even further. This is great. I'm gonna leave this as a permanent fixture. So when I edit the thing, at least once per show or whatever, I'll at least show you what's going on in my notepad. Yeah, so Kenta Kobashi we have to send to AEW at some point. We're not going to do that in the first show because he's got a huge title matchup coming up. Same with CM Punk. Either we send them to GCW to try to drop the title, or we bring GCW talent here, and we're opting to do the we're doing the latter in our first show of the day. Oh, there we go. So roster is now at 38 of 38. We have 45 heavyweights, 13 juniors. It's okay for like our singles titles. The only belt where it really matters is the junior heavyweight title. So these 13 people qualify for that. Our tag belts and our Hall of Fame and our GWA championships are essentially open weight. So nothing really wrong there. So we have the Doldrums, Scored Circle K, the standard. They're just listed in order of formation. We have our faces and heels. This, again, I have the list of the junior talent doubled up so I can keep track of whom is whom, or who I can quickly pull from. We have a lot. I noticed this just today. We have a lot of heels in the junior division. I don't think any of that changed when I moved some people around today. No, we just had some heavyweight shifting. So actually it looks a little better now. 4 faces and 4 general heels. And then I think we only have 1 extra on the heel side because the Heartbreakers are 2 heavyweights and 2 junior competitors. And then underneath the junior talent, these are our regular tag teams. Of course, you know, the Yard Dogs having that incredible run to be our first sort of dominant champions. They, of course, since lost the belts to the Street Profits, the newest team to join us, formerly known as the Junior Achievers, and I might use that name here and there. Now representing the Heartbreakers stable are El Tejano Jr. and Dragon Rojo Jr., so they're staying together as a team. See, this was our scouting. Our scouting report was, let's look at Laredo Kid. The other one was Yohei, and we already looked at that. We already signed them. And then we have a list of, these are all the people that have guested for us and what year and month show they were involved with, and where it fit. I put in where they came from, Noah, the Legends promotion, GCW sent us people, so on and so forth. We have guests with us today. I sort of stopped keeping track, but that's okay. I will update that eventually again, but I'm more concerned with keeping track of Wayward Champions rather than keeping track of the people we're bringing in to take the belts from them, because it hasn't been working out so great so far. Looking at you, Backlund. Anyway, so and after that, yeah, here are the results. Just sort of a keeping track of whom beat whom. I initially started out just keeping track of them by last name and then expanded it to full name. I can go back and do those, expand those later. And then it's just audience satisfaction. As you can see from the jump, we've been pretty good. I don't put the averages, I just noticed. I should probably start doing that. But we've been pretty good, and we went 90s, high 90s, and then had a dip in the main event. But scooting all the way down, there's the time we did our first tournament, and this is how I'm representing tournaments in my little text file. So that's our first year, and then down through the second year, here we are going into year 3. Didn't we have another tournament in the third? Maybe the fourth year we had that. Had a couple of them. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes. Look at this. This is the one time we didn't have a third match because Nick Gage no-showed and did not defend his GCW junior title versus Solo Darling, as we were bringing in 2 GCW talent to sort of showcase them. Trying to build partnerships early and often. I mean, unfortunately that has come in the way of us doing a lot of versus promotional matchups and being undefeated in them, so can't complain too much. Yeah, we started year 4 with a tag team tourney, that's correct. And then way down in October, we had the $666,000 trio tournament of terror. That's sort of leading all through the booking of what we're doing now. We had that promotional war with Ring of Honor when I wanted to do a quick show. Took the whole dang month off work. That's our current year that we're in right now. So we have gone through year 5, month 4. We're about to book year 5, month 5. And that's where I'm going to leave off from the notepad. Like, you're going to see the booking eventually, but why spoil it when you get to sort of see me build it in front of you? So let me get that out of the way. That's so cool. I'm going to leave that up from now on. I might, do a better job of centering it or something. But all right, so now I still have my card up. And we are in year 5, month 5. We sure are. Let's book ourselves an event. I've already invited everyone that needs to be invited has been granted an invitation, so we can go straight to the booking of this. Standard event, a normal match. Let's just double check. Yeah, this is our, a 40,000 seater. We're pretty comfortable in our medium hall of 15,000, and I think we're going to try to start charging like $60, but we're still, relying on big old title matches and 7 matches a card. So that'll help us, or at least the hope is that'll help us get 2 cards in per week. So the first big old main event I want to book is a defense of the Hall of Fame Heavyweight Championship. Champion Undertaker, who's been on a tear against pretty much everybody. Okay, going up against Kenta Kobashi, former GWA Heavyweight Champion, current AEW Tag Team Champion with El Lindaman, who probably hasn't been associated with the real AEW in 18 months or more now. Their Japanese affiliations with, Strong Hearts, is it? Sort of wilted in the face of, the global pandemic and all that. All right, so Kenta Kobashi versus The Undertaker. Only got about 1,000 people interested in that. That is disappointing. So underneath, we're doing a junior heavyweight title match of Dragon Rojo Jr. against one of our newest junior signees. Look at that, 4-4. Yeah, and then 1-1 and 2. So Mike Bailey coming in, getting a title shot. Not gonna go full gi because look at that, his guns stick out. We'll go with his current lineup of the short boys. Still no boots, but heavily kick padded, and he needs to be the way he wrestles. Otherwise, he'd seriously hurt his opponents. I know that's part of the point, quote unquote. You're supposed to hurt him, but anyway. So let's big showcase singles match coming up here. Just what I wanted to do. Speaking of the budding feud between the now formed, oh look at that, it's too long. The Heartbreakers. Shawn Michaels, leader thereof, gonna lead by example, repping Texas while he does it, is going one-on-one with the muscle, or the major muscle of the Standard, Brody Lee, Shawn Michaels. Just a match that we never got to see, that, in the dream match slot. Now this is going to be a tag team preview of our main event upcoming. The next show, when Misawa is finally going to defend his belt against Kazuchika Okada. Excuse me 1 second, would you? Had a little something in my throat. I was feeling a little wheezy there. Or sounding a little wheezy, I should say. Okay, so Misawa is going to be teaming up with a friend of ours, because we had some friends in from other promotions. It's going to be Misawa and Kazuki Hirata from DDT. I think formerly Hirata Go or Go Hirata. They used to do like a mega fan of Magnum Tokyo gimmick. I think like he just used to dance like a ding dong. So might still dance like a ding dong, but going to do it as one half of a team with Misawa. The reason I didn't put him with Misawa's challenger, hang on 1 second, let me get over to them. I didn't put them with Kazuchika Okada is because two Japanese dudes in gold pants on the same team is a little too on the nose. I'm just teasing that way. So as you can see, 1/3 of our trios champions, the belt that we're only going to put on the line once a year in that terrible annual October tournament where it's an 8 trios deathmatch tournament all the way through to the end. We'll grant some title shots. His title shot's coming up next week, or next show. Well, not next week actually. So next month in this like wrestling universe storyline, and literally like the second half of the show tonight. Anyway, so before we even get to that, he's going to be involved in this tag match where he's going to test the metal of Misawa, but we got some friends involved. So Misawa is teaming with a friend of ours from DDT, a Japanese promotion that we have ties with, because we are trying to be friends with literally the entire wrestling landscape, because my dream is to just do, let's just do a bunch of supercards featuring all the talent. And since they're coming to me to form or to hold these supercards, I get the majority of the profits. Anyway, so in from All Japan Pro Wrestling, Hikaru Sato. Got a bad neck, I just noticed, but a real tough competitor. Gonna be very interesting. It's kind of a fun stylistic matchup because here you have a more serious competitor. He says before he stumbles upon the cat maid outfit. Anyway, he's in DDT, so they do tend to, or he was in DDT, I guess? No. What's he doing in this in All Japan? That's funny. Okay. Wow, I was thrown for a loop there. I didn't know that would be one of the costume choices. I'm not going to go with it, obviously, but it's good to know it's there. It's like, oh, if he was the DDT competitor, it would make total sense, but coming from All Japan, he must have, I don't know what, lost a bet or something. All right. Okay, so in the number 3 slot, this is where we're going to be doing our Wayward Championship match. Like, this is where we're inviting both champions and challengers, depending on the situation, to try to help people get their belts back in a lot of ways. Like, CM Punk is the current Game Changer Wrestling champion, and we want to get that belt back to Game Changer Wrestling, but we want to do it in front of a large audience as possible so we can get some buzz generated for GCW. So we're bringing in Bulldozer Matt Tremont, who is unfortunately retired in real life, but we're going to go with not the entrance. We'll go with that. It would be fun if he could rip his top off halfway through and be like, okay, now he's serious, but we'll go with the full attire because it also includes his tattoos. I've just noticed. Sit down powerbomb being his finish. So haven't quite half filled the place at $60 a pop. Let's drop that down to 40. Almost sold it out already. All right, so our number 1 and 2 punches were going to be another tag team match representing the Doldrums. We're getting a lot of play at the moment because the leader of the Doldrums, Raven, is currently embroiled in a feud with Steve Austin. They're both having to take some time off after a wicked tag team match last time we broadcast. I believe it was Steve Austin and his new partner and new signee here, William Regal, against Raven and Drew McIntyre. It was a bit of a banger. But here we have just normal tag team competition, and our regular Doldrums tag team combo is Rey Fenix and Yuji Hino. So they're going to be in tag team action against, do I have a makeshift team? I do, a bit of a makeshift team here. Let's take a look at if they're even both faces. I don't think they are. It's going to be Becky Lynch, and he's technically a heel, but like we said, people fight whomever. Oh, do we want semi-serious John Moxley? Do we want Pirate Moxley? Let's go Pirate Moxley. So there, that filled it out without even dropping into the first match, which we were going to do some meaty men slapping meat here. Getting over to our regular faces. There we go, down to Mad Polly, our opening match warrior. Going in there against Will Hobbs at the standard, just because we haven't had Hobbs on too much. There we go. So that's a good banger of a start. So what can we do at $60? Not quite sold out. If we pumped a little more star power into it, or perhaps the other thing we can always try, and this is fun, is moving the matches around. So if I just start putting this up, because it's a title match, you would think, nope, they don't really care about the GCW belt that much. We're not losing anything. Like, even changing these teams up, they're just like, yeah, whatever. Whatever you want to roll, that's fine with us. Okay. What if I put, even putting like Misawa, our champion, what if I put you closer to the main event? Okay, see, that started to lose people, that odd man combination, but then everything fixed itself. Oof, less people because it's not a title. But any other combination, it seems like I'm going to just get this crowd. Okay. So I'm going to leave it as I had it. Sure. $60, not quite sold out. It's a good place to build, though. Or, here's my other option. $20. So we're only making about 800,000 here. I mean, we're almost doubling our expenses, so we're okay. But that's not the issue. The issue here is how much we're making here. 600,000. We're making slightly more money. And now let's do it in front of the larger crowd. Now that we can get the 40,000 people here. We'll only charge them $20 and we'll start running up the cost here. All right, that's okay. All right, like I'm disappointed we got 40,000 people in the house instead of 15,000. Just because of, you know, logistics. I got to pay these people. We got to make our money. Still haven't made merchandise though, and we're going to make a lot more merchandise with a lot more people to sell merchandise to. So let me do one thing before I leave, is double check to make sure that all the matches, the match types, the rules are all the same. The reason I'm doing this is that I've done a lot of tournaments and versus other promotion stuff recently, and sometimes I forget to switch everything back, so it's good to just check every now and again. Plus I took a week off and I'm just confirming everything. All right, so that's going to settle us out. Before we've done anything else, we can do the I think we've already done. Oh no, okay, back off. I thought that was proceed to the event. All right, training center, yeah, we've done that. Merchandise is what I wanted to deal with here. See, that's not nearly enough of these things, unfortunately. We're gonna sell them out though. So since we have so many people, we're gonna have to rely more on goods and perhaps branded snacks. These are obviously the cheaper items, but let's do 5,000 DVDs and see if we can get away with that. So not a ton of stuff in front of 40,000 people, kind of underprepared merchandise-wise, but hopefully we move it all because the good stuff will sell first, and then hopefully people will settle for the lower tier items. Contracts, we're not in violation of any of our contract stuff. We have, again, a full roster. Let us now make more friends. Okay, so we have a normal relationship with New Japan. The only people that are indifferent to us, as far as I'm aware, are WWE and maybe CMLL, maybe Big Japan. Maybe those three. So WWE is indifferent. They are obvious. Just so I can show you now, they are listed in order of biggest to smallest promotion in the world currently in this landscape. Yeah, at least the starting position. Oh yeah, this is where they started. Okay, so it's not. It doesn't update. New Japan, forging a relationship with. Friendly with AEW, starting to forge a relationship with NXT. We are indifferent with CMLL because there are two major lucha promotions in Mexico, and we opted to go with AAA. Big Japan, we haven't had any dealings with because they're a Japanese hardcore promotion that's a little too niche. We're not really into the hardcore stuff, so we're just letting them have it. We are friendly with AAA. We've been working with them for a while. We are friendly with Ring of Honor. We are friendly with DDT. We are friendly with All Japan. We used to be friendly with Dragon Gate. Haven't used them or haven't worked with them in a while. I shouldn't say used. Haven't worked with them in a while, so we're down to a normal here. We are friendly with Impact. We are friendly with Noah. We are friendly with Game Changer Wrestling. So we are trying to create this real happy Wrestle universe where GCW puts on, or GWA, excuse me, puts on their own stuff, but we're building such strong friendships with these people. They can better themselves by, featuring their talent on the GWA platform and vice versa. Just so long as everybody gets to win, you know what I mean? Okay, so we're friendly with a number of people. We are not quite friendly with New Japan. So let's see if New Japan wants to borrow some friends of ours. Who is popular? So it's going to be the second. So Kurt Angle's going to go wrestle for New Japan for us. Yeah, why would you say no? Let's see. NXT. We're going to try to get more friendly with everybody here. How about Kenny Omega? Kenny Omega is going to go wrestle in NXT. No interest in working with Kenny in NXT, huh? All right, we're going to try one more. How about Oh, no, he's battered. How about Randy Orton? Okay, Randy Orton's going to go wrestle in NXT. I'm okay with these two being indifferent, so I'm just moving on to what else can we do. So Dragon Gate, how can we help you here? Let's, can we send Keiji Muto? Keiji Muto's doing great. There, go to Dragon Gate. There, we sent Keiji Muto to Dragon Gate. So there we go. We sent a few people off, making friends. I already checked salaries. Yeah, no trust issues, which means nobody wants a raise at the moment. There's going to be some talk in the locker room after the show, as there always is. Okay, so we sent a few people off to those we are friendly with. Oh, I should also loan someone to GCW since we are borrowing somebody. So let us send, please don't put any belts on him, but we're going to send Bret Hart to GCW. And if that doesn't boost your attendance, I don't know what will. Okay, prime of his career, Bret Hart, going to go wrestle for Game Changer Wrestling. Please don't cut him too badly. All right, I think that's it. We've hired somebody. We don't have any more room on our roster. 38-person roster I'm pretty happy with. And we are ready to proceed with our May event. Not main event, but the May event. We only have a couple of friends, so I'm going to cross my fingers since they volunteered to show up that they're going to show up. The only one that we invited was Matt Tremont, and he's from America and we're wrestling in America, so hopefully he could just drive wherever he wanted to go and it wasn't too bad. All right, so far looking fine. Yes. Okay. Everybody showed up, which gets an automatic save from me. Savey doodle. And then let me get myself out of the way. Oh yeah! Did that work? Yeah, it did. Okay. And we can get to this first card, or this first match. Mad Paulie Will Hobbs. Just some big boys throwing hands at each other. Let's get down to the ring and see how this one shakes out. As always, the creature on feature senior official here in the GWA, Mr. Bigfoot, signaling for the whistle in this 40,000 seat arena. And we are underway. Will Hobbs in the black and orange singlet. Mad Paulie in the black, purple, and silver. Also adorned with the face paint, predominantly silver there as well. Just as we thought, just trading blows early in this contest. Neither man backing down too much. Oh, hang on. Pin attempt gets a no count there from senior official Mr. Bigfoot. Mad Paulie having his way to this point. My word. Hobbs trying to fight back, but once again to the temple. Because Mad Paulie keeps able to knock Will Hobbs down with most of those shots. Body slam results in a no count. Hobbs seems a little bit dazed. That might be the strategy of Mad Paulie, try to cloud his judgment. Oh, geez, hammering blow that time. Might have woken Hobbs up. Now it's Hobbs' turn to start clubbering away. Both men trading blows here. Hobbs, powerhouse Hobbs, getting the better of things. Gets sent off the ropes, though. Oh, big forearm shiver from Mad Paulie. Drops him to the canvas. Neither man giving an inch here. Will Hobbs quickly back to his feet to fight on. Hobbs with a nice combination there. Shots to the mush. Oh, geez. Standing football tackle, I believe. Just kind of snuck up on him with it. Down he went. Here's the 5-minute count. Is Mad Polly looking to get back on top here? Back to the temple goes Mad Polly. I think he's trying to split him open. Oh, impressive display there by Hobbs. Suplexing Polly to the floor. A nice show of sportsmanship as well, allowing him to return. Oof! Big falling clothesline. Polly's turn. Shoulder block. These two big men just going back and forth here. Oh, dang. Release German there by Polly. But Hobbs is back to his feet first. A clubber and he will go. See the toll this match is already taking. Not even 10 minutes gone. They've been swinging for the fences this whole time. Speaking of, a quick punch combo drops Polly. But both of these behemoths running low on fuel. See, Polly gasping for breath now. Hobbs able to send him into the corner. Oklahoma Stampede across the whole ring. Nicely done by Hobbs into the cover. 1, 2. No, Polly just escapes. An impressive display of power there from Powerhouse Hobbs. Trying to catch his wind a bit after that. Polly just surviving. Oh, nice. Another release German, but Hobbs again back to his feet. Drops him with a clothesline. Nice delayed vertical here at the 10-minute mark. I'm not a judge here, but Hobbs starting to pull away on points in my estimation, if nothing else. Oh. Plenty of fight left in Polly, though. Down though he is at the moment. Oh, may have been playing a bit of possum there, spiking Hobbs with the DDT. Nope. Gets dropped with a shot. I do not blame either gentleman for their level of conditioning. It has been 10 plus minutes of hard-hitting action here. In the opening contest of this GWA event. In comes Mad Polly, misses the splash in the corner. Hobbs has got to catch his wind before he can strike back. Manages to keep Mad Polly at bay as he's trying to set something up here. Spike with another DDT. Both men center of the ring now. Up for another delayed suplex. A display of both power and balance from Hobbs there. Polly fighting back, though. Can never count him out. He's the opening match warrior for a reason. There's a reason we usually open the show with a Mad Polly match. He gives until he can give no more. Oh, main event spinebuster from Powerhouse Hobbs, though. Could have put Polly away, but no, he's back to his feet and fighting. Hang on, Polly Buster. Drops him on his noggin. Can't make the cover, though. Hobbs back to his feet. Is grinding Mad Polly down. Back to that delayed vertical. Hobbs able to catch his breath. Polly fights back to his feet as quickly as he can, though. Wowzers. Nice back elbow. Now Mad Polly the one able to catch his breath. Excellent bit of psychology there. Into the big Vader attack off the ropes. Gets sent in the corner, fights his way free. Polly, I think, maybe going for that German into the turnbuckle. But Hobbs again plants him with that delayed vertical. Excellent technique on that suplex each and every time out of Powerhouse Hobbs, no matter how long into the match we're going. And we're creeping up on 20 minutes. In this your opening contest. Big body slam there from Hobbs, who says this is it. Paulie fends him off. Gets sent off the ropes. Another big main event spine buster. Plenty left in the tank of both of these gentlemen. Or at least a burst of adrenaline. Nope, fighting back to his feet immediately. Neither man backing down from the other, no matter how hurt they are. A lot of pride on the line in this one, you can tell. Perhaps the unofficial title of strongest in the locker room. Oh my gosh! Hobbs trying to press his point by turning Mad Paulie inside out with that clothesline. Follows it up with a series of punches, and then Mad Paulie with a one shot manages to drop Powerhouse Hobbs. Into another running power slam by Hobbs into the cover. 1, 2. No! Paulie escapes again. A rare pin attempt in this matchup. Another huge spine buster, but Hobbs is gasping for breath himself. Tells Paulie to bring it as we've passed 20 minutes in this one. Another opening match classic in the career of Mad Paulie. Oh, now his turn to flip Powerhouse Hobbs inside out with a clothesline. Into another Paulie buster. Out of the corner. Onto his head. And he's back to his feet immediately. What resilience shown by Hobbs. Paulie trying to make him pay for it, but both men near exhaustion here. Having to take time out to catch their breath after every major move. Paulie turned inside out once again. Hobbs keeping him at bay with those headlock shots, but there we go. Big spine buster by Hobbs. Again, can't make the cover. Paulie slows things down with a DDT. Trying to get things shifted back into his favor. Off the ropes they both go. Huge clothesline by Hobbs. Choke slam. Paulie planted him. Another big clothesline by Hobbs. You got to think the next major move is going to be the knockout shot. Big power slam. Pulls him away from the ropes and into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Paulie kicks at 3.1, but Powerhouse Hobbs puts him down. Will Hobbs, your winner in our opening contest. All right, Mad Paulie goes down. Wowzers, a 5-star opening matchup. Oh my goodness me. Oh my, oh my. Well, you literally can't do any better than that to start off your show. Crowd loved it. Another one for the highlight reel. Perhaps Mad Paulie's best opening contest, as it was a 5-star singles matchup. I think he's gotten close, or perhaps hit that in a tag before. All right, coming up we have some tag team action, speaking of, as Becky Lynch and Jon Moxley are teaming up to face the Doldrum contingent of Rey Fenix and Yuji Hino. Now, as always, the creature on feature is going to be Mr. Bigfoot, about to signal for the whistle. And we are underway here. Becky Lynch and Rey Fenix starting things off. Becky Lynch with the red hair in the black and yellow suit. Rey Fenix, the masked gentleman. You see Becky Lynch's tag team partner Jon Moxley in camouflage and eye patch on the apron. And should we get over to the red corner, eventually you're going to see Rey Fenix's partner Yuji Hino. Black and white trunks, I do believe. These two no stranger to one another. I believe Becky Lynch debuted in the territory against Rey Fenix back when he was GWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. Neither have been in position to wrestle for or taste that gold since Becky Lynch unsuccessfully challenging, I believe, it just the once more. And Rey Fenix, I don't think ever successfully defending it. I believe he lost at his next defense, if I'm not mistaken, and hasn't had a rematch since. Hasn't worked his way back out. Currently concentrating on these tag team rankings with partner Yuji Hino here. Meanwhile, Moxley and Lynch, kind of strangers to teaming up. Oh, Barry, no, it doesn't randomize the moves. There's an extensive, like, all of these wrestling edits that people have created, there's an extensive, like, CPU logic menu, it's called, and you can literally set percentages for how often they try every move in their arsenal depending on the situation, like how beaten down their opponent is, if they're near the ropes, if they're near the turnbuckles, so on and so forth. And the way the game works is you can't necessarily do your stronger moves on your opposition right out of the gate. You have to, like, wear them down. So sometimes they'll automatically be countered, or you just, like, won't be able to lift a person for certain things, that so on and so forth. There's no way to stop double team moves like that big power bomb, though, as we now see Yuji Hino and Becky Lynch in there. If I were to be playing these matches instead of just sort of watching them and commenting on them, the way the game sort of works is when you walk into each other there, it initiates that grapple animation, and the first person, or the person that inputs their move input command at the exact right time in the animation gets to be the person that does that move. So it is a timing game above all. There are, of course, submissions, and there's a way to pin people. So submissions is essentially like, once you're in a submission hold, wiggle your joystick back and forth, or just start mashing the buttons to try to get out of it. Same with if you're in a pinning predicament. So it's very sort of basic commands. Like, each of the move inputs is like a direction and a button once you initiate a grapple. Otherwise, like, the buttons themselves do things. But it is the Fire Pro Wrestling, like, gaming franchise has been around since the days, though, I believe, like, the original, I think they started making them on Game Boy and then really hit their stride with a good, like, half dozen or more Super Nintendo games. And then it's been around, like, they've at least made one, or they made one for pretty much every console/console generation. Like, there was one for Saturn, Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1. In fact, the PlayStation 2 game, Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, was fan translated into English, and then the original Japanese publishers of the game bought that translation from the fans to release it in North America in English for the first time. So high was the demand for it, and that indirectly, like, that sort of groundswell that's always been behind the Fire Pro series from then, led to the creation of this game, Fire Pro Wrestling World, which was pretty much a fan-driven, please bring back this franchise. I don't know if it was Kickstarter or anything like that, but in about 2017, this thing came out, and they, a la carte, have added some real fun DLC stuff, including the Fire Promoter mode we're doing tonight, where we run an entire wrestling universe. Hang on, huge powerbomb there by Hino. My apologies to the athletes in the ring. It's always fun to educate the audience on what game we're playing, as this is I'm pretty sure I added it up. This is, I think, my 70th week of doing Fire Pro Wrestling World, across the two generations of the gnarly wrestling aisle, the GWA. Exploder under the chair by Phoenix, but he manages to roll through somehow and hit a tiger driver on the chair to Lynch for a 2 count. My word. Oh my gosh, round he goes and flips it into a destroyer. Oh, a DDT onto the chair by Lynch, though. That steel chair getting worked out. Oh, hang on, drops into the disarmer. Yuji Hino not even helping his partner. Seems to think Rey Fenix has got it under control, and so he does, spiking Becky Lynch. But Moxley's in there. Oh, and a key lock now. Further working the arms of Phoenix. He's got to make a tag, and soon. Hang on, Tiger Driver. Mox tags up. Has to hit the apron and get back inside before he can legally break up the pin attempt, and so he does it one. Exploder in the blue corner. Nicely placed by Becky Lynch. Drags him away from the ropes. Tags out to Mox. What's he going to follow up with? Oh, Phoenix able to try to fight his way out of the corner. Oh, paradigm shift, drops him on his head. Phoenix is up and scurries back to his corner. Thankfully, Moxley unable to make a cover there. Thankfully for the Doldrums team, that is. Oh, effing bomb coming up. And he plants him. Hino into the cover. Phoenix running defense. And he's out at 2. Turns Moxley inside out with a clothesline. Hino in his element here. And getting back to just the game at large, the thing about Fire Pro, I can't speak to the PS4 landscape because this game is Fire Pro Wrestling Worlds has been released for Steam and on PS4. It was originally announced that it was also going to be on Switch, but that never materialized. This on Switch would be ridiculously cool. Anyway, I can't speak to the PS4 community, but the Steam community in their workshop, you can, they've opened it up to the point where you can make moves, you can make edit parts, and you can obviously make ring aprons, like the mats, turnbuckle covers, wrestlers, referees. Hang on! Hino able to escape at 2. Moxley getting dumped on his head by Phoenix. Out goes Hino to the floor. So essentially, most of the stuff you can see on screen, like as relates to the ring and the wrestlers in it, you can create. And as we said, they also can do like parts and moves. So they've pretty much opened it up to whatever. Like Jon Moxley's face is really Jon Moxley's face in this game. Whomever made it did a really good job. And to that end, there are tens of thousands of items in the Steam Workshop that you can either, search on your own, you can filter through, you can go check out certain creators whose works you enjoy and just sort of subscribe to their entire collection of content. I have about 1,200 wrestlers in this game, thanks to the generous contributions of those in the Steam Workshop. And that covers most active most of the larger worldwide active promotions. Like I have most of their roster pretty much. Everybody that's in the WWE Hall of Fame, and then also another group of legendary international wrestlers that I've sort of assembled as well. And the sky's the limit on whomever I wanted to add or delete or whatever. Like it's all entirely, there's so much you can put into it. It's more like a I don't want to call it a role-playing wrestling game, but especially with like a fire promoter mode, I really feel like I'm simming a universe type of thing, like a, you know what I mean? This is the the Sims equivalent of a wrestling game is watching this thing play out. I got to keep them happy by keeping them well taken care of and paid, etc., etc. It's Jon Moxley here wailing away on Phoenix. Drop once again on his head with that over-the-shoulder pile driver into the cover. Becky Lynch slow on the... Oh, able to break it up at 2. I was going to say slow on the defense here. But able to make the save for her partner nonetheless. Moxley dragged back into the Doldrums corner. Excellent teamwork here by Hino and Phoenix, isolating Moxley. And he is primed for another effing bomb by Yuji Hino. Into the cover once again. Phoenix playing D as that is it. Jon Moxley falling prey to an effing bomb by Yuji Hino, and he has words for Becky Lynch after the match. Doldrum contingent looking strong as they have an upcoming title match scheduled next month. And I certainly wouldn't have said Moxley and Lynch looking strong, and they have a title match had they won. Wink, wink. Okay, how did the crowd feel about it? 97. Oh no, we only have a 98 average. All right, Wayward Champion time. The effing bomb, as I say. As you can see, it's called a little something different. All right, now we have some friends in here. We have Matt Tremont in from GCW looking to take his title back to his home promotion. Currently in the possession of GWA roster member CM Punk. So we have CM Punk defending the GCW Heavyweight Championship against Matt Tremont. A little bit out of his element is Tremont here. Normally a hardcore deathmatch wrestler. Let's see what he can do in a strong style contest against his new champion. As we said, trying to bring that belt back. As always, the senior official, Mr. Bigfoot, calls for the whistle and we are underway. Matt Tremont, the larger gentleman, in the cutoff flannel and shorts. CM Punk wearing his Chicago attire for this one. your defending GCW champion, roster member here in the GWA. Now we're going to be featuring a GCW talent and or sending, I mean, it's going to be an or we're going to be sending CM Punk back to GCW as part of our partnership, or as part of our working agreement here with many of the promotions in this on the wrestling landscape. We're going to be heavily involved in GCW until they get that belt back, that's for sure. Matt Tremont, the first in a long line of eager competitors to step in the ring with CM Punk to try to bring that title back to GCW. Unfortunately, GCW flagship Nick Gage currently injured. Otherwise, he would have been the first choice to try to bring that belt home. Nice bulldog there by Tremont. A handful of hair. Oh, falls up with a vicious headbutt, working the head and neck area, it seems. Nice counter into the leg bar. Didn't expect that out of Tremont. CM Punk with a quick counter, though. I would imagine Punk a little bit more well-versed in the submission style of things than a Matt Tremont, the bulldozer, as he likes to call himself. Also, I should point out that with the exception, obviously, of our Bigfoot referee, well, no, Bigfoot's real too. With the exception of one wrestler on our roster, the convict Bill Bullock, every other wrestler that you see exists in the real world. They have an analog in the real world. They're not necessarily active. Some are retired, some are unfortunately no longer with us, but everyone that populates for the most part, because they did like a half dozen original creations when you first start the mode, but for the most part, our wrestling landscape is entirely populated, almost entirely populated, with really real wrestlers. Nice DDT there from Tremont. Simple but effective offense from the big man. Looking to play the power game in this one, I would assume, up against the CM Punk. More of a jack of all trades, master of none is Punk, and that's not a slight, because he certainly can practice all of those trades at a very high level. Back out to the floor, where I will remind you there are no countouts or disqualifications outside of the ring of the GWA. You can see Matt Tremont has a weapon of choice in those kendo sticks. Hasn't made successful use of them yet, but you got to think the longer this thing stays outside, the more it's going to favor the bulldozer here. Very much at home amongst the plunder. Grabs another chair here. CM Punk able to evade the attack, but not that side slam onto the chair. Back of the head of Punk. Hitting that steel chair on the way down. Now he's got a 5 count to drop this kendo stick to Tremont, but Punk helps him out at 2. Quick reminder that if you want your kendo sticks bought in bulk, like the GWA, head on down to Jumbo Mart, our primary sponsor here tonight. Jumbo Mart! If you need it in your life, we probably have it at a reasonable price. Round and round we go. Nice reversal into the neck breaker there from Punk. Tremont again trying to slow things down, doing his best to dictate the pace. Obviously going a little slower than Punk. Wow. Wasn't expecting the drop kick. Was definitely expecting something like an exploder there from Tremont into the cover. Solid 2 count at the 10-minute mark from the bulldozer. Punk barely able to get him over for that belly to belly. And then a welcome to Chicago effort from CM Punk, that double underhook backbreaker. Working on the midsection of Tremont. Making his torso more so sorso. Where are you going, big boy? Okay, not enough time to execute whatever he was planning there. Hang on. Oh, just stops him with a powerbomb into the cover. 1, 2. Punk's out at 2. Attempts a second, but Punk reverses. Pardon me while I take a drink. Bulldog of his own. Grabs a fistful of bandana on that. Tremont again, going back to that DDT to slow him down. And again, work on that head and neck. 2 in a row this time. Make it 3. Oh, telling the crowd he's got it in the bag. I would not take your eye off the prize when you're in a championship matchup against the likes of CM Punk there, Matt Tremont. As now Punk plants Tremont in the center of the ring with the DDT. Nice suplex there by Punk. Able to string a couple of moves together until Tremont fends him off. Oh, I was expecting a cannonball, since that is, I believe, his nickname. Isn't it Cannonball, Matt Tremont? No, it's Bulldozer. I was still expecting a cannonball-like maneuver in the corner. Once again out to the floor with no countouts or disqualifications. This time, Punk seems to be the aggressor to that effect. Oh, Tremont, though, playing some head games, rolling back into the ring, and getting hit with a go to sleep for his troubles. 1, 2, 3. Center of the ring. CM Punk defending the GCW title against Bulldozer Matt Tremont. As I adjust. All right. Hey, hit the 90s. So what you want is 80 plus. 80 plus means the crowd liked it. Anything like below that, they, you know, go from indifferent to downright hating it. But title defense for Punk, so we got to bring somebody else from GCW. Or we got to send Punk there. One or the other. Hi, yes, coming up next in a preview of a championship match. Let me get back on screen for these. In a preview of our upcoming GWA championship match, pitting Mitsuharu Misawa, the champion, against the young upcoming challenger Kazuchika Okada. We have a preview of that in the following tag team contest, where Mitsuharu Misawa is joining forces with a friend from DDT Wrestling, Hiroti Kazuki, or Kazuki Hirata. Yeah, Kazuki Hirata. And Kazuchika Okada, his opponent, is teaming up with a friend from All Japan Pro Wrestling, Hikaru Sato. It'll all make sense when we get down to the ring, because it's more of a, I don't want to say a mocking styles clash, but they chose their partners, it seems, for a reason, if for no other reason than their attires. Hang on, let me get out of the way again, and let's get down to the ring here. As always, Mr. Bigfoot calls for the whistle, and we are underway as both champion and challenger starting things off here. Interesting strategy. I guess Okada was all too eager to test his mettle against GWA champion Mitsuharu Misawa in the green and white. Currently working the wrist of Kazuchika Okada in the gold trunks. Nice. One-legged flapjack there from Okada. Follows it up with a DDT. Quickly into the cover, a no count there. Trying to show up your current GWA heavyweight champion. As we mentioned, Okada earning that shot as part of the Squared Circle K trio that won the Trios tournament, were crowned the inaugural champions, got to split the $666,000 prize money between the three of them, and were each granted a title shot in the coming calendar year. The first two of those three title shots already being cashed in. And the next one is next month, as your main event will see Okada versus Misawa for the gold. Speaking of the gold, you can see Misawa's partner in the gold and white, Hirata. I believe he used to be like Go Hirata in DDT and did like a silly dancing gimmick. In there against Hikaru Sato of All Japan Pro Wrestling. Both these formidable junior talents. Hikaru Sato, extensive MMA background as well. As you can see, it seems that Okada teamed with someone that would best match with Misawa, and Misawa teamed with someone that he thought represented Okada in some way as well. So some strange, I don't know if it's respect, I don't know if it's insulting based on quality of partner, but certainly some strategy being put in these selections, and certainly not me just trying to tie this together as best I can, considering the All Japan and DDT performers volunteered their services, and I just accepted blindly without really even realizing who it was, and then just had to find a place for him. Hee 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 hee. Let me just put that fourth wall back. All right. Once again, champion and challenger in the ring. As we said, a preview of the title matchup that's going to headline our next event. We got some big title matches yet to come tonight, as we just saw CM Punk defend the GCW title. And before this event is over, we're going to see the GWA Junior Heavyweight title defended. And in our main event, the seemingly unstoppable Undertaker will be putting that Hall of Fame championship on the line against former GWA champion Kenta Kobashi. A clash of titans there, as we got fresh tags on both sides. And once again, Hikaru Sato in the blue and black with the blue gloves on is in there against Kazuki Hirata. Takes me a little while to remember these, to recall these Japanese names and do my best to pronounce them correctly. Normally I just watch the shows and I like, you know, if I'm watching DDT or All Japan or whatever, normally I'm just kind of watching and I don't really have to think about how I'm to say them out loud if I'm reading a match listing or whatever. So I'm trying to make sure I remember them and pronounce them properly, or as best I can. Hirata taking out once again to Misawa. Oh, nicely done. Into the cross arm breaker by Sato. There's that MMA background we talked about. And now that he sees the weak point, going right to the shoulder now. See, this is also excellent strategy by both champion and challenger, or they're going to do their best here to try to soften the other up before that eventual championship matchup. As you can see, Hikaru Sato now with the Texas Cloverleaf right out of Misawa's playbook onto Misawa, but he's able to power his way out as we have now passed the 10-minute mark in this tag team contest. In comes Kazuchika Okada, in there once again with your GWA heavyweight champion, who now switches things up. He will go recoup on the apron. Well, Kazuki Hirata, the smaller of the two gentlemen in gold trunks, is in there against Kazuchika Okada. The Rainmaker, hang on, nicely done. Fireman carry into the suplex. Trademark offense out of the Rainmaker. Oh, thought he was going for that signature Rainmaker maneuver. You do not want to give up back control to Kazuchika Okada, especially when he's getting all in his feels at the end of a matchup. Back to that suplex variation. Oh, but Hirata counters. Quick tag out to Misawa. Nice double underhook on the belly to belly. Hirata going up. Misawa trying to position Okada for a cover. Out at one. Still pretty early here. You can see champion and challenger trying to remain respectful, but I believe before this thing's all said and done, tempers will flare. A lot more than pride on the line on our next show, and Misawa puts the most prestigious belt in all of the wrestling landscape, the GWA Heavyweight Championship of the World, on the line. Misawa, of course, ending the almost year-long run of Kenta Kobashi with the belt, now carving out his own legacy as champion. Misawa signed after the Legends promotion out of Europe collapsed under the weight of its own talent and salary, I would imagine. Also gave birth to the a bit of that gave birth to the Hall of Fame division, as the Hall of Fame and Legends promotions were the first two to collapse in this wrestling universe. I just thought that was kind of funny. Enziguri into the small package, but too close to the ropes there. Okada had to help his partner. Taking a lot out of him, though, just to help throw that suplex, it seems. Plenty in the tank of Sato, though. As he's able to scurry back. Tagging Okada. Hirata, meanwhile, has already tagged in Misawa. There it is, the Rainmaker! Ripcord clothesline into the cover, and Misawa's out at 2! Into the crossface, middle of the ring. Sato, meanwhile, just looking on. Okada fights his way free of his own, on his own there. Still under 20 minutes. Once you hit the 25-30 minute mark, any submission attempt is pretty much an instantaneous win. Gotta be very wary of those as the match wears on. Oh, sent off the ropes. Nice diving European uppercut by Okada. Back control once again. Rainmaker to Misawa. Rolls him into the cover, but Hirata's there to break it at 1. Oh, vicious elbow strike to the back of the head by Mitsuhara Misawa. The old man's getting grumpy as he tags out to Hirata. Meanwhile, Okada's tagged out to Sato again. And now we see some DDT and All Japan action. Nice neck breaker there by Hirata. Sato tags out to Okada. Nice double team suplex here. It's going to send Hirata to the floor. No count out or DQ outside the ring, remember. Drop kick to the mush of Hirata. As we pass the 20-minute mark, all four gentlemen fighting on the floor here. Rainmaker to Misawa. Fends off a double team. Gets suplexed while Hirata pins Okada down with a half crab. Oh, Tiger Driver coming up. No, reversed. Oh, a Rainmaker to Hirata. Okada incensed here. Another big elbow shot to the back of the head from Misawa, though. This fight will continue until the legal combatants return to the ring. It's the only place this match can end. By 3 counter tap out. As Hirata with that huge enziguri, no! Okada able to fight his way through it. Land that big boot and get a tag in. Likewise, so does Hirata, and now Hikaru Sato and Mitsuhara Misawa tete-a-tete. Quick pin attempt thwarted. This thing's breaking down a bit here. Hang on! Neck breaker across the knee to your champion. Another Tiger Driver attempt thwarted by Sato. Emerald frozen into the cover. 1, 2, and Okada saves the matchup for his team. Nicely done. Beautiful head scissors there by Mitsuhara Misawa. Off the ropes he comes. Huge elbow across the jaw. Sends Sato into the corner. Oh. Sato to break free. Didn't quite get to the corner. Now they're trading elbows. I wouldn't do that with Misawa. Oh, able to fend them off. Drop kick him away and get the tag. Misawa thwarts a Rainmaker attempt. Already halfway across the ring, but elects not to tag. Rainmaker to Misawa into the cover. Sato playing defense here too. But Misawa kicks again. Okada able to hit his Rainmaker clothesline multiple times, but it can't keep Misawa down. Certainly not in this tag team contest. But Misawa once again able to fend off or at least survive the onslaught. Oh, geez, of Okada. Hirata only benefiting, or only surviving that by benefit of his partner being in the proper corner there, or improper corner if you're Okada. Here comes that neck breaker once again across the knee by the Rainmaker Okada. Tagging out to Sato. Oh, just batters into the canvas there. A little something to remember him by. As we're cresting towards 30 minutes in this showcase tag team matchup. Spotlighting our champion and the #1 contender, as well as some friends from All Japan and DDT respectively, in Hikaru Sato and Kazuki Hirata. But we're back to champion Misawa and challenger Okada, and this one drops the big elbow, but in the wrong part of town. Hirata saving the matchup once again. Misawa dazed, able to fight free of another Rainmaker attempt. Nice spin kick from the GWA champion. Vicious elbow strike to the back of the head, trying to knock Okada out. Sends him into the corner now. Gonna put him on the turnbuckle. What's he have in mind? Oh, Okada fights free. Another elbow. As we pass the 30-minute mark. Misawa tying Okada in the Tree of Woe, elbowing away at the knees. Before relinquishing the ring to Kazuki Hirata. Okada able to make it his way back to his corner to take Sato back in. 30 plus minutes gone in this one. Everyone that shows up to perform, to compete, I should say, in the GWA always brings their maximum effort. And this match is no different, as we now see Misawa doing his best to knock out our guest from All Japan, Hikaru Sato. Nice mule kick there by Misawa. Oh, was going for the frog splash, the bullfrog splash. Couldn't pull it out, but immediately tries to cut off Okada. Okada with another Rainmaker to Misawa. And then an Emerald Trojan by Misawa in response. Just trading finishers in the ring. Meanwhile, our honored guests outside the ring brawling away. Oh, everybody's back in. This thing's going to settle down. Oh, single arm DDT. I think he may have driven Misawa's head into the turnbuckle as well, did Sato. Quick tags on either side. Okada and Hirata are legal. May the best Gold Trunks win. Spinning tombstone by Okada. Hirata trying to slow things down, get him back in his own corner here. Oh, another neck breaker across the knee from the Rainmaker. Oh, that will do it. That vice-like cravat grip around the neck of Hirata in front of Mitsuhara Misawa, and he taps out just like that. Okada v. Hirata. 94, nice. I'll take it. I mean, I'm gonna have no choice. Whether it was good or bad, I'd still have to accept it. Woo! European side headlock. I don't know why it doesn't just say cravat. All right, coming up next, before our title matches, I like to put before the title matches a nice dream match. And tonight's, or this episode, or this event's dream match is Shawn Michaels, leader of the newly formed, what the crap did I call them? Heartbreakers, that's it. Of the newly formed Heartbreaker stable. Perhaps formed in direct response to Mr. Brody Lee's stable, The Standard, which is headed, of course, by Bret the Hitman Hart. Let's go ahead and see Shawn Michaels versus Brody Lee. Something that probably never happened. I mean, I would assume, unless it happened at the Performance Center. Senior Sasquatch signals for the whistle, and we are underway. Brody Lee, as we said, representing The Standard, headed by Bret Hart. Also featured in that stable are Will Hobbs, who had a huge win in the opening contest, and Mike Bailey, who you are going to see in the next matchup, contending for the Junior Championship here in the GWA against champion Dragon Rojo Jr., who is a member of Shawn Michaels' Heartbreaker stable. So an immediate built-in feud. Hang on, super kick by Brody Lee gets a 1 count on Shawn Michaels. Turned out being fair play. Very interesting there. Tried to knock him out with a variation of his own move. Two men jostling back and forth. Michaels putting up a better fight than you would expect given the size difference here. But you can take nothing away from the wily veteran, here represented in the prime of their career. Oh, jeer. It could be a short one after that clothesline. But only a 2 count. Brody Lee relentless here. Shawn Michaels doing his best to fend him off. Swing the offensive momentum back in his favor. But he gets turned inside out once again by Brody Lee. Shawn Michaels fighting for all he's worth here. Quick 1 count. Dazed the big man momentarily. Oh, ripcord. Dazed him. Big boot to the back of the head to Michaels. Interesting combination there out of Brody Lee. Another big clothesline. Brody Lee relies heavily on a lot of clothesline variations. His finisher, of course, is that discus lariat. Also makes great use of this Doctor Bomb. Just a 2 count there, though. Nice tilt-a-roll backbreaker from HBK. Rolling the big man up, but too close. Oh, no, I thought he was too close to the ropes, but Brody Lee able to power out at 1 regardless. Another super kick from Brody Lee. Gets a 2 count that, oh my gosh, almost puts Michaels down. Almost dims the lights of the leader of the Heartbreakers here. Oh, now a big boot to the back of the head once again. Brody Lee focusing on the head and neck. As we said, he employs a lot of clothesline variations as well. This is wildly, and there it is, the discus lariat! Into the cover, 1, 2, 3! Brody Lee annihilating Shawn Michaels in 7.5 minutes! Wowzers, a statement made by the muscle of the standard, setting the standard with a huge victory in a terrible contest against Shawn Michaels. Very interesting. I wonder if Shawn Michaels sandbagged him to make Bret Hart's group look bad. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. He says, because that's something like mid-90s Shawn Michaels would do. Holy moly. I was not anticipating so dominant a performance from Mr. Brody Lee in victory against Shawn Michaels. Statement made. Speaking of some statements, let's see how Mike Bailey responds to that as a compatriot of Mr. Brody Lee in the standard, as he has just watched the leader of the Heartbreakers go down to his normal tag team partner, Brody Lee. And Dragon Rojo Jr. is set to defend his GWA Junior Championship against Mike Bailey. So, of course, Dragon Rojo Jr. being a member of the Heartbreakers. Hiya! Get myself off screen. Let's get down to the ring. We've dragged our overall average down to 90, but that's still pretty darn good. And we are set for one of our 2 main events here. Dragon Rojo Jr., the masked gentleman in gold and maroon, your defending GWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. The gentleman that pulled a chair out from under the ring, Speedball Mike Bailey, member of the Standard, alongside leader Bret Hart, Brody Lee, who we saw annihilate Shawn Michaels in the previous contest, and Will Hobbs, who was also victorious in the opening match of this event. Let's see if Mike Bailey can make it 3 for 3 for the Standard tonight and bring home some gold. Of course, no countouts, disqualifications, or ways to win the match when you're outside of the ring here as you stroll down the gnarly wrestling aisle. As you can see, challenger Bailey quickly rolling back into the ring at the first opportunity. Watch out for the highly educated feet of Canadian-born Speedball Mike Bailey, soon to be debuting in real life with Impact Wrestling. His career was sort of derailed due to paperwork issues, and then the pandemic obviously did not help his international credentials that long. It was one of those cases where unfortunately somehow got, I don't want to say banned, but was temporarily unallowed, let's say, to cross the US-Canada border as often as he was attempting to do as an independent pro wrestler, trying to make his spots, but bided his time, essentially. Did the best he could and has now earned himself an Impact Wrestling contract in real life and a GWA contract here in this very video game with moves just like that. That shooting star press into a pin attempt. Only got him a 1, but a highly explosive athlete is Speedball Mike Bailey, if you've never seen them live and in living color. Trading blows with Dragon Rojo Jr., yeah, and I think the kicks of Mike Bailey, as we said, the highly educated feet of Speedball, might win that argument every time.
5 minutes gone.
As we pass the 5-minute mark. In a voice that sounds a little bit... Hang on, that was a shooting star double knee press to the chest into the cover too. Oh my God. That would kill. Shooting star double knee press off the top. Drops him with a leg lariat. It has been all Speedball the past minute or so. Dragon Rojo Jr. just trying to ground the challenger here. Slow things down a little bit. Big headbutt there. Like we said, slow things down with a half crab. Trying to work the legs as well. Turn Bailey's strengths into weaknesses. Oh, flips over. Oof. Dragon Rojo Jr. one step ahead and now applying the Rings of Saturn. Also known as the Brutalizer. Oh my gosh, that spin kick by Bailey almost took Rojo Jr.'s head off. Champion in a bit of trouble here. Nicely done. The sit-out powerbomb, too. Thought he'd put his challenger away. May have underestimated Speedball Mike Bailey here. Still relatively new to the GWA. Rocketed up the junior rankings to earn this shot as he goes back and forth with those kicks, alternating left and right into the midsection of Dragon Rojo Jr., your reigning champ. With a 2 count there on Speedball Mike Bailey. Here comes that powerbomb once again, nicely placed. 1, 2, and Bailey out at 2. Strong kick out that time. I don't know if you want to be near the ropes with Mike Bailey here. He might bust out that shooting star double knee press again. You might poop your lungs out. Oh, nice low drop kick there by the champion, Dragon Rojo Jr. Only recently won the belt themselves from champion Buddy Murphy, losing it in their first defense after defeating Kairi Sane for the belt, I believe. Oh, Poison Rana spiking him on top of his head, and then right back to the midsection, as we talked about. Oh my gosh, and then the shooting star double knees again. That's got to be his finish. Bailey unable to capitalize into a pinning predicament as of yet, but seems to have the advantage on the champion as we are cresting towards 15 minutes gone in this championship contest. GWA Junior Championship on the line. Dragon Rojo Jr. champion in a bit of a bad way here against challenger Speedball Mike Bailey, who just slaps him to the mat there off the ropes. Rojo Jr. trying to turn things around with a quick suplex. Double press into the pin. Quick 2 count. Nice spine buster by Dragon Rojo Jr. Off the ropes he comes. Drop kick to the back. Trying to seize up the torso of Speedball Mike Bailey. Oh my gosh, almost took his head off with that kick to Speedball. Another one. Clips him over with the head scissors. Hang on, back to that big sit-out powerbomb by Dragon Rojo Jr. 2! Bailey able to escape again. The only problem with that powerbomb is you don't get a lot of weight across the shoulders of your opponent to keep them down. You certainly neutralize their legs well enough. Back and forth again with those kicks to the midsection goes Bailey. Spikes him with another Poison Rana, now drags him away from the ropes. Super kick by Dragon Rojo Jr. Oh, and then back to the midsection goes Speedball. Rolls him up. 1, 2. Oh, thought he surprised him there. Roll-ups are deadly in the GWA, especially in junior title matches. Nice big spine buster into the cover. Bailey again escapes it too. Series of solid 2 counts from Dragon Rojo Jr. Oh, geez, might have had his lights dim there with that super kick. Shooting star press off the ropes. Got him! Mike Bailey wins the title. We have a new junior heavyweight champion. The standard goes 3 for 3 tonight. The newly formed Heartbreakers go 0-2. Very interesting stuff. All right, we got a new champ. And 92% plus in the 90s is nice. And we're ready for our first of 2 main events. I mean, we're ready for our main event of the first show here. Boom! New champion crowned. Good stuff. All right, now in our main event, as we discussed, The Undertaker is putting the Hall of Fame heavyweight title on the line against Kenta Kobashi, himself a former GWA heavyweight champion. Let us waste no time getting down to our main event of the show, of this show, that is. Senior official Mr. Bigfoot calling for the whistle, and we are underway. Undertaker in the black pants. Undershirt. I guess it's a singlet top. And bandana. Kenta Kobashi in the black and purple trunks. As we mentioned, Kobashi, a former GWA heavyweight champion, wore that belt with pride for almost a year before being defeated by current champion Mitsuharu Misawa. And The Undertaker only has one pinfall loss in his GWA career. That came in a tag team match. It was Keith Lee that pinned him. But in singles competition, The Undertaker has ridden a winning streak that has propelled him to be a very formidable Hall of Fame champion here, insisting only on Hall of Fame level talent to compete against. And that has led him to now challenging Kenta Kobashi. Kobashi, of course, accepting without hesitation, grizzled warrior that he is. Going toe-to-toe with Taker, middle of the ring here, trying to keep Dead Man Inc. from going into production. Back and forth they go with those punches and chops. Undertaker coming out slightly better for it, but only slightly. Trying to widen the advantage in offense. In the early goings of these matches, it's more likely that the competitors are to trade moves until one sort of starts to pull away for a bit, get the advantage for a while, usually leading to a near fall. And then momentum could swing or it could continue. All depends on the fighting spirit of each of these competitors, as we are just past the 5-minute mark here. Neither has shown any signs of slowing down. Kenta Kobashi doing his best to try to control the pace, but Undertaker having none of it. Hang on, last ride time, center of the ring. Planting Misawa into the cover. 1, 2. Planting Kobashi. My apologies. Planting Kobashi, but Kobashi just rolls the shoulder in time. Don't know if he can survive 2, though. A second last ride to Kobashi. Hooks the leg. 2. Kobashi out again. Stronger kick out that time. But the challenger is hurting for certain after 2 last ride power bombs from The Undertaker. That is the finishing maneuver of this version of The Undertaker. I don't think he does the tombstone. Choke slam and last ride. Oh, hang on. Nice delayed suplex there from Kobashi. Excellent display of power and technique. Taking the much larger Undertaker over. Now trying to work at seize up the neck muscles of The Undertaker. Oh, and into a moonsault almost immediately. Too close to the ropes, but damage done. That's a big boy to come off the top and hit you. Hang on. Burning hammer out of the corner to The Undertaker. Chopped down again by Kobashi. Oh, and The Undertaker responds with a huge clothesline. Adjusts the arm pad. Thought I may have been thinking choke slam. Oh, half and half. Folding Undertaker over. Kobashi doing his best to cover up, but he's against the best pure striker in the history of carbon-based life forms. So saith The Undertaker, who attempts another last ride and gets countered into a pin. Oh. Taker kicks it too as we pass the 10-minute mark. In your main event here, time for another last ride powerbomb. Planting Kobashi, hooking the leg deep. 2, 3. The Undertaker retains once again. Who can stop the Hall of Fame champion? Wow, those title matches were real short. Very interesting. How do we do? 74. Oh dear. No one can contend with The Undertaker. All right. Earlier, though, we did some great stuff, or they did some great work, so if our main events were a little weak, or our Shawn Michaels and Undertaker matches were a little weak, we still were high 80s. High 80s! Okay. 40,000 people strong. Still sent them home happy. Could have sent them home happier, but still sent them home happy. Oh yeah, so Mike Bailey won the GWA Junior belt. Is that the only change? Oh, almost 45,000. So not only did we sell that place out, we really sold that place out. $20 a head. So, you know, $900,000. Oh, Higuchi got the DDT belt. Good stuff. And we made under $1 million, but that's okay. AEW has a singles tournament scheduled. You got it. So sending Kobashi to AEW won't help because he won't be putting his junior or his tag team belt on the line. We have a scouting report from Carlos Velez. They found Esfinge in Latin America. Let's try to negotiate a contract. We don't necessarily have to. I don't have any idea who that is. Bucks. Like Dirty Bucks Belmar? In North America. Oh, another American. We're already in S popularity in America, but we're getting more press, so that's nice. Big Swole from AEW wants to come in. All right. You got it. I got just a match for you. We're going to put you in the opening contest. Sure, I've already penciled it in. Accept the request. You got it. Oh, wow. Oh, NXT. Oh, yeah, we got a... Okay. We got a friend from NXT. We're making friends all over. So we got somebody in from NXT, huh? Where am I going to put them? Oh, I know what I can do. Dang, I wish I could do 4-way matches. All right, I'll work it out. First things first. Let's go ahead and check. Well, let's go ahead and save. First thing should be first here. See, we are, if you look at the popularities, the first letter S is we're an S popularity in America. D is Japan, or a D in Japan. B is Latin America, we're a B there. And the D at the end is for Europe. We haven't run shows in Japan or Europe, obviously. Okay, so first things first, management, training center. We do our monthly maintenance. We have the best production facilities, the best training facilities, the best doctor, the best rec room, etc., in the wrestling landscape here, and I think that's done a lot to help us grow as quickly as we have, because we've been able to keep our people happy and healthy as much as we're able to do so. How did we do on merch? Blew all of it out except for the goods. That's not bad. They don't go bad, so I'll just sell them next time, and then I can make fresh all of these. Wonderful. We're fulfilling our contracts. Okay. Now I'm going to check the personal advice section, because under the trust thing, they tell you who wants a raise. Like Drew McIntyre wants a raise. So now we go to human resources, consultation. Now I can find Drew McIntyre in this list of people. Way up here. Change their salary. Bump it up. There you go. Speaking of, who did I just hire? Oh, Yohei, that's right. So welcome. As I said, I'm trying to boost people up to like $2,000. So what else we got? More personal advice. Adam Page, who we didn't even see last time. I don't even think I haven't booked this time either. Let's see. Human resources, consultation. We'll get to you, buddy. We'll get to you. There you go. Tiny raises once they hit around the $2,000 mark. Personal advice. Your wrestlers are starting to lose trust in you. Is it because their salaries are too low? I don't... maybe that's just because we hired somebody new and they don't trust us yet. So there's just a certain number of talent that aren't super happy with us. Let's double check. All right, let's see how everyone's feeling. Trust is, you see the very last thing at the bottom. It goes from D to S. I think you're going to see most of it in the S or A. Oh, Kurt Angle's at a B. All these S's. I'm just doing trust. B. John Moxley's at a B. Austin's at a B. Liger is at a C because we just brought them in not long ago. Regal we brought in not long ago. They were at a D. So some of our new signees, yeah, that makes sense. Brett. Oh, these guys have dropped a little bit. Yeah. Shawn Michaels is up to an S now. That's great because they started at D. So some of our main event talent we've had to work at making happy, but we're doing our best here. Okay. Save all that. Who's our other friend there? Okay, what am I trying to do here? I don't want to do I don't want to do 8 matches, but I might. Let's book the event first, and then I try to make merchandise for it after. So let us book our event. Standard. We'll stay in the 40,000 seater. I always start with booking the title matches. So match 7 is going to be for the big one, Misawa, and that advertised match against Okada. There we go. And then our secondary championship matches, we're going to put the tag belts on the line. So that is Dawkins and Ford, the Street Profits, the current GWA Tag Team Champions, against the team that just won that groovy tag team match there. Kino and Phoenix. They're doing okay? Yeah, Phoenix. I don't want blue. That one. And then Yuji Hino. Alright, there's our tag team match. That got 7,600 people in the door. And then we finally have the singles rematch, or we hopefully have the singles rematch, depending how they feel, against Raven and Steve Austin. That was a real banger the first time it happened. Even though they're both technically heels now. Shush. Okay. Ooh, his neck's a little beat up, but that's okay. That drew a bunch more people in. So match number 4 is going to be our Wayward Champion match. Oh, I didn't bring in anybody to win the belt. Oh, we have somebody from AEW. We don't have a singles title though. So let's put our guest. Who do we have with us? I'm just roughing this out. Oh wow, that's a big boy. Huh. Well, what I was gonna do, or what I'm about to do, is do Big Swole, and this doesn't matter because I still have to bring in somebody else. Hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this booking in a second anyway. And Liger was gonna be our opening contest because he, in and amongst himself, just brought in like 6,000 people. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to back out, do another Wayward Champion match. Yeah, backing out. I have to either make use of one of the titles within my organization that we can get rid of. Yeah, let's go way back up and show y'all. Okay, see? Way up here at the top. These Wayward Champions. LA Knight is in the USA free agents and has the NXT title. Kazushi Sakuraba is in the Japanese free agents and has the Noah belt. Minoru Suzuki has the New Japan belt. Our roster member CM Punk has the GCW title, but I'm thinking of sending him to GCW this month to see what happens. We can't do the Kenta Kobashi thing this month because they're doing a singles tournament, so they're not going to be having tag team matches, so it would be useless to send anybody to AEW, quite frankly. And Bob Backlund has the AAA belt. So that's another sticky sort of situation we're working through. Okay. So that's sort of going to be my reasoning behind the invites that are incoming. Can I get, if I can get, and this is a big one, if I can get LA Knight, because he has the NXT championship, because we already have somebody coming in from NXT. If I can get LA Knight, that's the thing it always says. They like us, but they don't agree with our wrestling style. Okay. Hey, Zach, what's going on? Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good night. All right, we got to find somebody else to come in here, though. So that one didn't work. Let's try Bob Backlund. See if we can... So we have to, if we invite Bob, we have to invite somebody from AAA, or we have to put him against somebody on our roster and hope that they win, and then go from there. So let's bring in Bob Backlund. Okay. So we're going to try to take the AAA title off of Bob Backlund and return it to AAA eventually. I don't know how successful we are going to be immediately, but so it's definitely going to be versus Bob Backlund for the AAA title. Now, should I invite somebody from AAA? Let's see who who the best possible contender in terms of attack and defense. Who has the best chance? We already did Monster Clown. They're in poor condition. They got the crap beaten out of them. Pagano? I don't know about any of these. Blue Demon Jr.'s got a B and a B. It's going to be a classic matchup. Bob Backlund, Blue Demon Jr., if that's the case. That's their best option. I'm going with it. Blue Demon Jr. What do you say? Okay. Blue Demon Jr. against Bob Backlund for the AAA Championship. That'll be in the middle of our show. I am half tempted now to book it in Mexico then. Not in front of, 40,000, but significantly less. All right, standard event, normal match. Let's see what we can do. I don't think we did much urban stuff. It's not even that big a crowd. 18,000? I think we were in rural. Medium? 5. 10,000 people. All right, let's see what we can do. But I can always mess with that later. Whoops, I don't want to change the match styles. I want to configure a title match. There we go. Main event, Mitsuharu Misawa against #1 contender. Whoop. Kazuchika Okada. There we go. Yeah, that only brought in 1,000 people. We'll see. I'm hoping this AAA match blows this thing up. Okay, Dawkins and Ford. I might move it up the card and everything. See how it goes against Hino and Phoenix. Ooh, one more. One more. Okay, we'll have Hino start this time. There we go. Getting better. And then we had the rematch between Raven and Steve Austin. Both of their necks are yellow, so they're essentially starting from an even footing. There we go. And then match number 4. Here's our Wayward Championship match. Bob Backlund. Oh, that did it. Now we're getting somewhere. And Blue Demon Jr. Let's go lighter blue, just for funsies. That did a lot. That did a lot. Oh, okay. Singles match that I had booked. Oh, I can change this now. Okay, so who do we have coming in? GWA, they're coming in. Regal, I wanted to give him a singles match because he's new and he'll feel better just having a singles match. And we're going to put him against this big boy from NXT just because. There you go. Sure. But we're going to fill this thing regardless. I know I just cut it in half, but I'm just trying to see what I can do. Let's see. Oh, this was actually a trios match here. Hang on. Oh, I'm going to change this. Okay, so for whatever reason, I had this pre-booked just for funsies. Let's get some people in the car that we haven't seen in a little bit. Kurt and his teammates. Becky Lynch. We just saw Becky Lynch last time. Let's put some different people in. How's Darby doing? Darby's feeling okay. So Darby will be our junior heavyweight. And then I think I had Moxley in here, if I'm honest. Yeah, I had Moxley down here. So we'll do Moxley again. Moxley, Angle, and Allen versus... Oh, I gotta move them over. They're technically a face team, even though Moxley's a heel. And then I just wanted 3 of the biggest heels that we had. Like, here's the GCW champion, CM Punk, and here's Randy Orton, this son of a gun, and here's... It was Shawn Michaels, but he's kind of like... He kind of moved himself out of contention by putting himself in a different group. So instead of that, I'm going to put Kenny Omega in here because he's recently turned heel. And so now he has some friends to hang out with. So CM Punk, Randy Orton, and Kenny Omega against Jon Moxley, Kurt Angle, and Darby Allin is that newly configured trios match. So that booking was updated on the fly. And then in our opener, we're not going to fill this thing, but in our opener is where I wanted to put Liger and our friend from AEW, Big Swole. Yeah, Close, 7,200, 72.5 for 40 bucks. So we can definitely do that. What about Urban then? Okay, we can... Okay, what can I do? Huh. So I can sell out the biggest places in Mexico already. Right? Large Hall, 10,000. Mexico Urban. Large Hall, 18,000. Yeah. All right, so not quite the moneymaker we're used to, but who cares? We're trying to boost our popularity worldwide. Do I have this written down properly? Boobada 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 boobada. I certainly do. All right, so that's our second card booked. Save that real quick. It also means we can lend people out. So, who are we making friends with? Friendly, normal, indifferent, indifferent, friendly, 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 normal, friendly, friendly, friendly. So Dragon Gate needs a friend. Let's maybe Adam Page. How about Yohei? I know you haven't done anything for us yet. How about Kobashi? Please don't put a belt on them. How about Kobashi to Dragon Gate? Rude. Normally I do 3 strikes in the whole 9 yards, but this time I'm just like, nope, I'll just keep going with what I got. Muto to Dragon Gate. I think he was there last month too. Who else do I want to be friends with? NXT. I don't want to send the Undertaker. They might try to take the belt off him. How about Adam Page to NXT? Okay, I'll save that. Let's try one more. Friendly, friendly, friendly. What's the other normal? NXT. And New Japan is normal. Okay, New Japan. Well, maybe I sent Muto to New Japan last time. How about Kairi Sane? Yeah, Kairi Sane goes to New Japan for us. I mean, as long as I'm loaning people out. Keith Lee goes to GCW. Who else do we got? Who else can we do? AAA. Who wants to go? Flamita goes to AAA. What else can we do here? Ring of Honor, who we are friendly with, gets Shawn Michaels. A lot of real good ambassadors if we can send them out there anyway. They get paid, they stay working. Nothing wrong with any of that. Impact! We're going to send somebody to Impact because they are a European promotion. So we're going to do our best to get more popular in Europe. Becky Lynch goes to Impact. There we go. Now we've spread a little love around. Gotta make merchandise. Merchandise! So we are in front of 18,000 in Mexico. So I'm going to do 3,000 snacks and 3 of each of these. Just a small run. They're not going to go bad. 3 of the photos, towels, and t-shirts. I think that's enough. I'm not going crazy. I'm not expecting to make nearly as much money. So we have some friends in. We have some titles on the line. Yeah, looking good. Okay. I'm going to get myself out of the way. And then we'll save the game and proceed. Just double check. Oh, I can't. No, I can't offer a contract. Oh, I have to reset my scouts, though. That's what I need to do. So Lucha and Hardcore from Latin America. Well, let's just stick with Lucha then. Send you out. And this one is kind of whatever. But we'll go with our home style and our home territory. Just to see what they can come up with. Alrighty. Event's done. I already boosted his pay. Anybody else? Dragon Rojo Jr. I don't think I can. I mean, I'll check, but I don't think I can help you out this week. If you're not booked, I can. You're not booked. Okay, perfect. There you go. Welcome to the 2000 Air Club. Personal advice. Yeah, again. Okay, sure. We're going to save that. We're going to get rocking and a rolling. And we are going to proceed. Now, we have some friends here. That means we have, potential for calamity if they don't end up being able to show up. We give every situation 3 strikes, and then we live with the results. So here we are, attempt number 1 to just have everybody show up for work. How's everybody doing? See, Blue Demon Jr. cancels for personal reasons, and that wipes out our AAA Championship match. And Backlund. Both halves of that AAA Championship match, which cost us a pretty penny to hold. So that completely destroys our draw in Mexico because the Mexican Championship isn't here. So that's strike 1. Let me get back on screen. That's strike 1. We're not going to accept that, obviously. Good thing. This is why I save so often and in between different steps. So now I'm going to load data. This should load us before. Yeah, so now we are. This is going to be attempt number 2 to get everybody to show up for work as they should. No, Swollen Backlund this time. Swole was offered to us, like they wanted to come work for us. So that's strike 2. That kills 2 matches on the card. Oh, brutal. And let's get out of here. Okay, this is it. Whatever happens in this situation, once we load it this 3rd time, whatever happens, we got to live with it. We're trying our best. I'm prepared. We got some money in the bank. I'm prepared to eat a loss on a bad show. So let's see what happens. 3rd time is the charm. We hope. Whatever happens here, if they don't show up, and I'm glad I prefaced all of this by saying, hey, we give them 3 strikes because look what's happening. Whatever happens here, we just have to accept it and roll with it. So here we go. Backlund. That punk. Pro Wrestling Noah talent. We're friendly with Pro Wrestling Noah. Coming to Mexico to proudly try to defend the AAA Mega Championship, and the guy pulls out. Ooh, that leaves me salty. I'm gonna write that down. Backlund, friggin' no shows. Didn't happen. Backlund, no shows. Brutal. Brutal. Okay. Well, we're down to a 6-match card. That also drove 6,000 people out of the arena. Perhaps more, because we were full up, so I'm assuming we were probably at around 20. But the show must go on. And we're going to start off with a unique contest here. Big Swole in from AEW to check her skills against our very own Jushin Thunder Liger. Let's get down to the ring. Let me get out of the way. Oh, yeah. Mr. Bigfoot calling for the bell, or excuse me, the whistle here. And we are underway with Big Swole in the black, purple, and gold against Jushin Liger in the red, white, and black full body suit. Man, what a bummer. Bob Backlund no showing for that Legends match for the AAA Championship. What a bummer. Oh, Shate. Palm thrust under the chin of Big Swole. Could have been knocked out. Just a palm thrust right to the button. Signature offense out of Jushin Thunder Liger. Nice counter there by Swole. A second counter to the Liger bomb. Liger trying to end this early. So far being thoroughly thwarted. Nice counter there, though. By the former multi-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion of the world. Former GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion. I have no doubt he perhaps held an All Japan Junior Heavyweight title at all at some point in his career. I definitely remember him being the GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion in the first few years of Noah. Back when they were still building around Yoshinabu Kanemaru. Back and forth goes Swole and Liger. Swole getting the better of that. Currently with the power edge in the opening 5 minutes is Big Swole. Nice snap suplex there. Our apologies, they do say card subject to change. We were scheduled to have a AAA Mega Championship match. Unfortunately, Bob Backlund having to pull out of the event due to personal reasons. At the 5-minute mark, Big Swole there almost being dropped with a top rope Frankensteiner from Liger. Got to get kicking into second and third gear here if she wants to survive to the 10-minute mark. Anyway, there will be no refund for the missing AAA Mega Championship match. I'm kidding. People already left. They got their refund. Nice tombstone out of Liger into the cover. 2. Swole barely able to roll the shoulder once again. Swole seemingly on life support, but finding a way to continue on here. It has been mostly Liger in the opening minutes. Oh, Fisherman Buster by Jushin Thunder Liger. Rolls her over into the Mahi Strawl. 2 and Swole out again. Super kick by Big Swole under the jaw. Sends Liger off the ropes. Locks a big boot. Just trying to slap him down. Liger maintaining his advantage though. Oh, reversed off the ropes. Swole gets the big boot into the midsection this time. Looking to follow up. Oh dear. Gets spiked on her head with a tombstone. 1, 2, and Swole out at 2. Oh, drop of the brainbuster now by Liger. Once more into the cover, and that, no! Swole out at 2 again. Oh, you don't want to be near the ropes with Liger. Oh, nice frog splash, but not going to count. In the ropes there was the feet of Swole. As we pass the 10-minute mark, and surprisingly, Swole has made it there. Barely, but she's still there. Liger signaling for the end here. Oh, nice low drop kick by Swole. Not only does that hurt the knee, Liger face plants into the canvas. Counters into a powerbomb to Swole. Almost surprises Liger there. Running Liger bomb. Oh no. Just a beefy powerbomb out of the corner by Liger, and that does it. Just spikes her into the canvas. Swole held on as long as she could. But your winner, Jushin Thunder Liger. In fairly dominant fashion. I'll take it. If it's above 80, that's all I need. I can't believe Backlund no-showed that punk. I'll be having a conversation with the management team over there at Pro Wrestling Noah. What the heck? We paid for this guy's trans, get him all the way over from Japan, and he just disappears. Anyhow, coming up next, we got trios action. In the blue corner, Jon Moxley, Kurt Angle, and Darby Allin are going to be taking on Randy Orton, CM Punk, and Kenny Omega. Let's get down to the ring. Senior official Mr. Bigfoot calling for the whistle, and we are underway. I'm just going to let the natural sounds of the match play out for the opening moments of this one as I run to the little boys' room. I'll be right back with you as soon as I can. Enjoy the match in the meantime. As I find myself back in the commentation station, I can see in the opening 5 minutes of this one, a steel chair has been involved already. Darby Allin and Kenny Omega slugging it out. Darby Allin into the cover quickly. Just as quickly, Kenny Omega out at 1. Likewise, Darby Allin getting out of that La Magistral. Back and forth they go, these pinning combinations. Excellent display of technical prowess by both men here. Kenny off the ropes with that sliding knee. Variation of the V-trigger to a downed opponent. Omega slammed out of the ring. Darby going for a tag, but his partners thought they'd go brawl with Omega on the floor and ruined Darby Allin's opportunity to tag out, at least momentarily. Both sides refreshing things, as now Orton and Angle are legal for their respective squads. Orton for Team Red Corner, Angle for Team Blue, tagging out to Jon Moxley, and here's an interesting matchup. Randy Orton and Jon Moxley. Orton with that trademark ground and bore offense. He's often been described as your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, and I don't doubt that he's incredibly easy to work with, because nothing he do looks like it really hurts, which is great. You want that for sure. I mean, it looks like it doesn't really hurt the person, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily excite a certain segment of the population slash audience either. And I kept myself amongst that section, and have been amongst them his entire career, where I'm just like, he's okay. Suplexed onto the chair by Moxley as Orton, as he now has to contend with Kurt Angle. These two no strangers to one another. As Orton tags out to CM Punk. Interesting powerbomb variation there. Thought they were going for a one on the chair, but turned it into a neckbreaker combination instead. Kurt Angle now trying to get CM Punk a few directions. But Punk able to counter with that nice neckbreaker. Now a nice suplex, back of the head, hits the steel chair. Does Kurt Angle back to another neckbreaker, this time into the legs of the chair by Punk. Make it 3 in rapid succession here. The scouting report on Kurt Angle is attack of the neck. Oh, and CM Punk does with that vicious kick to the side of the head. Angle sending him off the ropes. Big clothesline allows him the time to tag in Darby Allin. CM Punk's first opponent when he signed with AEW. Up top, coffin drop to CM Punk. Into the cover. 1, 2. And neither of Darby Allin's partners comes to help him, or that could have been it. Kenny Omega helping out CM Punk in a heartbeat, it seems. As now Darby Allin is sent to the outside. All 3 members of the red corner coming to inflict punishment. Randy Orton, the legal fighter, as is Darby Allin. For those keeping track at home. Oh, vicious powerbomb combo there to Allin. Kenny Omega ripped into the ropes. Paradigm shift to Randy Orton. Koji clutch applied to Darby Allin by CM Punk, meanwhile. In the ring, we have Kenny Omega and Angle, who Angle slams Omega out back to the floor. Going to sleep by Jon Moxley to CM Punk as Kurt Angle hits a second Olympic slam, or Angle slam. Meanwhile, Orton stomped to Darby Allin. This thing is breaking down in a big, fun way. No countouts or DQs outside the ring. Just a 3 count or a tap out once you're inside. Oh, one-winged angel to Darby Allin. But the only thing I haven't seen in this matchup, and it might have happened when I was in the bathroom, was a RKO. I mean, I haven't seen Punk hit a GTS, but I've seen one in the matchup. Backslide's going to be way too close to the ropes there. Kenny Omega again sending Angle to the floor. Trying to leave him at the mercy of Punk and Orton. Meanwhile, Omega, the sacrificial lamb to Moxley and Allen, at least trying to distract them long enough. Interesting double team scenario going on.
Yeah.
Oh, poison Rana to Allen. Meanwhile, CM Punk gets flipped on his dome by that German from Angle. Trying to get back into the ring. Spinning Uranagi there by Kenny Omega. Looking for a springboard. Missile dropkick to the back of the head of Angle there. Able to recover and hit a backbreaker and get back to his corner. John Moxley tagged in. CM Punk tagged in for the red team at the 20-minute mark. It's John Moxley and CM Punk. Go to sleep to John Moxley. Into the cover goes Punk. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk with the go to sleep. And it's nighty-night for John Moxley and co.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
Omega getting the last word. All right. How do we do popularity-wise? 86. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'd be happy to get an 80 out of the show, considering how disappointed everyone must be about the lack of championship matchup that was supposed to be next. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be after this next match. What did I do here? Okay. I changed that. Sorov. That doesn't look like Drew McIntyre's name. That's because it isn't, dum-dum. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Alright, so in from NXT we have Sarov. Up against our own William Regal. I see no reason why we must hesitate. Let us get down to the ringside area. As always, the Creature Rod Feaster, Mr. Bigfoot, calls for the whistle, and we are underway. Sarov, the larger of the two gentlemen. The white headband, unless that's face paint, on the forehead. The longer black and gold shorts. Meanwhile, black and gold trunks for Mr. Regal, who sends Sarov to the outside. No man's land, if you'll pardon the phrasing, as both gentlemen now in a lawless zone where there are no countouts or disqualifications. Nice exploder by Regal on the floor here. Trying to set the tone early against the larger, more powerful Sarov. Match must continue until they get back inside. There we go. Settling back down here. You can only win by pinfall or submission. You have a 5-count DQ in the ring, but it's a rather generous 5-count, and no one's ever been disqualified in the history of the promotion. In either generation, I don't think. Oh, Sarov there countering Regal. We'll be looking for that Regal stretch, perhaps the Regal cutter, the Regal plex. Might even show Sarov the power of the punch before it's all said and done. I believe Sarov uses a powerbomb variation as his finish. But I would expect a lot of power out of him, regardless, just based on body type and size here. Oh, jeez. Case in point. Able to drop Regal with that clubbing blow off the ropes. Regal withstands that one. Back to the exploder. I'm going to give the technical advantage to William Regal, the savvy ring veteran. We'll see if he can outlast the power game of Sarov here. Big headbutt by the import from NXT. Nice butterfly suplex by Regal. Proudly repping the GWA. Regal calmly going to work here, trying to wear down his opponent, for as we said, His bread and butter primarily is that Regal stretch, that STF variation. He has a number of ways he can take you out. Case in point, there's that Regal Plex with the bridge. Sarov just rolls the shoulder. Able to roll his own momentum the rest of the way through on that partial somersault. Both men jockeying for position in the corner here. Oh, ends up with a big boot to the face of William Regal. Just bodying Regal back to the canvas now, throwing him down by the face, essentially. Just trying to bounce the back of his head off the canvas is Sarov there. Regal trying to stem the offensive tide with a butterfly suplex. May have been rolling him over for the Regal stretch, but Sarov back to his feet and quickly. Counters a suplex attempt by Regal. Nearing the 10-minute mark now. Off the ropes go both men. Big high knee, the knee trembler out of Regal. 1, 2, 3. Just shy of 10 minutes and William Regal dims the lights of Sarab with the knee trembler. That shot to the head, that knee strike to the jaw, off the ropes. How do we do? 82, I'll take it. Also, our homegrown talent is 2-0 against the guests that we brought in. So thanks for coming. You were involved in matches that people saw. That's pretty much all I can tell you. Okay, big grudge match coming up. The last time these two met, it went a long time, and Raven eventually came out on top in what was essentially a street fight, because both gentlemen were still in their entrance attire. Now they're going to try to have more of a proper match. At least that's the hope, as we see the rematch between Steve Austin and Raven. Raven, the leader of the Doldrums, that have been giving Steve Austin nothing but trouble for the past several months. We'll see if these two can finally settle their differences in this one-on-one confrontation. Steve Austin looking to avenge his pinfall loss to Raven in that initial singles contest. There was no outside interference. Everything that happened was legal within the confines of a GWA matchup. So it was a straight-up pinfall loss to Raven. That Stone Cold has had a burr in his saddle over for woe these many months. Is tonight the night? He finally pulls even with the leader of the Doldrums. And senior official Mr. Bigfoot looks on in front of what would have been a packed house had all of the matches come to fruition. You can thank Bob Backlund for that one. I am hesitant to pay for his services later. I'm just trying to get the AAA title back to AAA, and then I can work on getting the new Noah title back to Noah. Austin and Raven slugging away. You're not going to see too much in the way of technical wizardry in this contest. It's more going to be the most aggressive brawl. Austin only knows one way, and that is forward, fists a-flailing. So I don't expect him to back down an inch against the cult-like presence of the leader of the Doldrums, Raven. Master manipulator. Always make sure he's got some impressive muscle
5 minutes gone.
guarding his back as well. Or at least a band of misfits that of which there are many, so that he could at least have the numbers game. Either way, he usually has his bases covered, does Raven. But this is a straight-up one-on-one contest. We can't assign managers in Fire Promoter mode, so there are no seconds on either side helping or hindering. It all comes down to their performance in this matchup. We are under 10 minutes so far. Neither man with a distinct advantage that I can tell. trading increasingly devastating attacks as we wind toward a Stone Cold Stunner or perhaps an even flow DDT. Austin working the midsection and telling him all about it. One of the most vociferous superstars or wrestlers in the history of the sport is Stone Cold. Not only will he kick your butt, he'll tell you the audiobook version of it while he's doing it. Off the ropes goes Austin. Nice kitchen sink knee lift. Continuing to work the midsection of Raven. Trying to steal his oxygen there. Raven in their first singles contest was able to outlast Austin. So it would make sense that this time Steve Austin is trying to target the cardiovascular conditioning of Raven by trying to work that midsection. And there's the stunner by Austin. Into the cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, no, Raven kicks. Raven survives the stunner and we fight on. Low blow by Austin. Out of frustration more than anything else. Now just wailing away on Raven at the 10-minute mark. Sends him off the ropes. Big back elbow by Austin. Telling him all about it. Stabbing away with the chair. He's got till 5 to stop this. Shades of WrestleMania 17 there out of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now the two men slugging away. Raven with the discus lariat, ending that argument in his favor. Nice Russian leg sweep there by Austin. Right back to beating the chest with that steel chair. He's got till 5 to break this. Does so once again at 3. Trying to cave in the chest of Raven is Austin. Perhaps set him up for another stunner. Center of the ring here. Austin with a nice slam. Raven able to counter and lock in an ankle lock. Interesting strategy here out of Raven. Going after the legs of Austin. As you know, you can see those 2 giant knee braces on each of Austin's legs. Missing wildly with that chair swing. But landing with that low blow. He's got something to say. Another Russian leg sweep out of Stone Cold. Raven goes to the eyes. Try to get back into this thing. Austin's pulling away with it. Oh, even flow DDT out of Raven! Austin back to his feet before he can finish posing, though. Should have gone for the cover immediately. Invisible victory trumpet out of Austin. Drops him down to another Thez press, just wailing away. Back to the midsection goes Austin, in firm command of this one. Able to shake off the effects of that initial Raven effect. Into the Boston Crab. This could do it, and it does. The work on the midsection paying dividends. Stone Cold Steve Austin focusing on the torso of Raven throughout the duration of that matchup, especially with those steel chair shots that eventually wore him down for that Boston Crab. And Steve Austin pulls even with Raven. There should be a rubber match in the future at some point. How that will end has yet to be determined, because obviously it hasn't happened yet. All right, coming up next, our 2 back-to-back main events, starting with the GWA Tag Team Championship champions, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, putting the belts on the line against representatives of the Doldrums that just had to watch their leader lose. Yuji Hino and Ray Phoenix, who we saw last month, knock off, I want to say, Jon Moxley and Becky Lynch. Yeah, correct. So let's go to this tag team title matchup before our big old main event still to come. The big old main event still to come. Mr. Bigfoot calling for the bell, or for the whistle I should say, and we are underway here In the red corner, your champion Street Profits in primarily red gear. Very easy to tell them apart from their opponents, primarily in black and white. In the blue corner, Yuji Hino representing the Doldrums in there with Angelo Dawkins. Meteoric rise to the top of the tag team division out of the Street Profits. Earned themselves a tag team opportunity within their first couple of months in the GWA and took immediate advantage, knocking off the longtime champion Yard Dogs, Bill Bullock and Dave Mastiff, a tag team that has been rarely seen since. Mostly because I kind of forget to book them. I'm trying to keep with singles matches for most of the card because I would like to use less talent and therefore make the matches go faster. But I got 38 people on the roster now, so I'm going to have to start utilizing them better. I got to use more per month. So we might start booking 8-match cards on the regular. Of course, we're going to max out at 10 matches a card. But we're going to try to keep it, 7, 8 as long as I can before I start jeopardizing the trust level of the talent and stuff like that. I do send out a lot of friends to different places, but I don't know if that helps them trust me more. Maybe they're proud to be an ambassador for the GWA? I'm not quite sure. Maybe they're insulted that I'm not booking them on the main show? I don't know. Sometimes they come back with championships, though, so it can't be too bad. Look at you, CM Punk. Just like Montez Ford is staring down the barrel of Ray Phoenix here. Challenger is doing a pretty good job in the opening 5 minutes of this one.
5 minutes gone.
As we said, coming up that big win against John Moxley and Becky Lynch are the Doldrum contingent of Hino and Phoenix. Meanwhile, the Street Profits, not in active competition for the past couple of months. Maybe a little ring rust in the opening few moments of this contest. We'll see how the champions respond as this thing progresses. As now the two more powerful halves of these squads, Yuji Hino, the challenger, Angelo Dawkins, the champion, going toe-to-toe. Hino getting the better of that and able to tag out to Ray Phoenix. These tag team competitions, when properly strategized or when properly coached, are sort of two individual singles matchups that they sort of alternate between to try to get a favorable matchup at any given point during the contest. Now, we saw at the start of this thing, Yuji Hino matched up with Angelo Dawkins, and they went power for power, and leaving finesse versus finesse in Ray Phoenix and Montez Ford. But as you can see, the Challenger squad has the first to flip the script, and now has Ray Phoenix trying to challenge and outwork the power half of the Street Profits. We'll see if this pays dividends for the challengers or if the champions can also adjust their strategy rolling forward. There's a lot more to who starts the matchup than you would think. Dawkins now, you can see it was taking too much of his cardio away to try to keep up the pace with Ray Phoenix. So he tags out to Montez Ford, and now it looks like the Doldrums, now that Phoenix is tagged up to Hino, are going to try to use that power edge, see if they can wear down Montez Ford faster than Montez Ford can avoid Yuji Hino.
10 minutes gone.
As we pass the 10-minute mark in this year's semi-main event for the GWA Tag Team Championship, Street Profits versus the Doldrums, represented by Yuji Hino and Ray Phoenix. Currently in the ring, Montez Ford representing the champion Street Profits in the red and white, and Yuji Hino, the black and white trunks, representing the Doldrums. Hang on. Nice double drop kick out of the champion Profits. Now Angelo Dawkins is back in, and we're going power for power. Oh! Yuji Hino getting the better of that with that nice suplex. Dang, before being flipped inside out with that standing clothesline out of Dawkins into the cover. Phoenix saves the matchup. Oh, and then hits a destroyer on Ford. Meanwhile, a nice powerbomb to Dawkins out of Hino, who takes the opportunity to tag Ray Phoenix in. Another assisted powerbomb on his way out to the apron. Advantage challengers, at least momentarily. Oh my gosh! pulls Dawkins up into that seated pile driver. Into a pin attempt by Phoenix, center of the ring. 2, almost got him. Montez Ford didn't know whether to poop or wind his watch on that attempt to stop the pin, but a 630 splash. Angelo Dawkins in a big bad way here. Phoenix is pouring it on, hoping to crown himself and his partner new tag team champions. Dawkins strangely pulls his opponent back to his feet before hitting the corner. But he does, thankfully for the Street Profits, get the tag into Montez Ford. Now it is Ford and Phoenix, tete-a-tete. As we are cresting towards 15 minutes gone in this championship contest. Big splash in the corner, but too close to the ropes. Phoenix attempted a Tiger Driver, was countered by Ford. Oh, hit with a rolling cutter. Allows Phoenix to make the tag to Yuji Hino. And then spike him with a pile driver. Hino dragging him, trying to just drag his body toward the corner. Big back elbow after he had something to say to Montez Ford. Oh, that must have lit a fire, because back and forth they go. Big drop kick. Absorbed by Hino, who levels Ford with that clothesline. Nice punch combo from Montez Ford. Allows him to get back to his corner. Dawkins tagged in. Here come the champions. Hino misses wildly. Didn't know Dawkins had been tagged in. Gets caught in a headlock, dragged all the way back to the champion's red corner. Look at Dawkins rubbing it in. Says he's got plenty left in the tank. Quick 1-2 shot to the back of Hino's head. Big clothesline from Dawkins. Hino with a snap suplex. Trying to get his wits about him. Just barreling his fists into the gut of Angelo Dawkins. Again, another combination. Nice suplex there by Hino. Gets thrown into his corner. Dawkins with a big stinger splash. Punch combination of his own. Drags him away from the ropes, but he's in the wrong side of the ring if he wants a pin attempt. Smartly now, he headlocks Hino and pulls him all the way back to the other side of the ring. In comes Ford. Hino escapes. Able to tag Ray Phoenix in. Oh, here comes an effing bomb to Montez Ford on his way out of the ring. Phoenix climbs up. Big 630 twisting splash into the cover once again. Hino runs defense. Ford just escapes. I thought that was it. Super kick. Hooks the leg deep. 2, 3, knocked him out. We have new champs. Yuji Hino and Ray Phoenix. Ford kicked out of the first attempt, or the first combination of finishers, I should say, but not that super kick. As we have ourselves new tag team champions in the doldrums, Yuji Hino and Ray Phoenix. Ba-boom. Super kick. To back a leg of hookity pin to the fall. All right. And it all comes down to this, your main event, the main event of the broadcast today. The last match we will be presenting. GWA champion Mitsuharu Misawa putting the gold on the line against the #1 contender, Kazuchika Okada. If you'll hang on for 1 second here, whilst I update my other rankings, like whom the champions are and all that stuff. Dawkins, it was the third champ. Sure. You are no longer champ, that's for sure. It's now Hino. Pardon me for 1 second here. And Montez Ford is no longer champion. It's Hino and Phoenix are the 4th tag team champions in our history. Also, Ray Phoenix as a 4th champion is also listed under our junior talent. There we go. There we are, Ray Phoenix. And Dragon Rojo Jr. is no longer junior champion. That is, in fact, Mike Bailey. There we go. All right. Text file updated. I know you're all thrilled. But let us get to the main event of the 6th month of the 5th year of the 2nd generation of the gnarly wrestling aisle. In your main event, as we said, Mitsuharu Misawa putting the GWA Championship on the line against the #1 contender, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. We would have had one other match on this card, but Bob Backlund decided not to show up. So here we are in the main event for the GWA Gold. I'm not salty about it. I was trying to get AAA their belt back in Mexico, but whatever. 6,000 people disappeared because of it. As Misawa, the champion, in green and white, assessing the challenger, Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, in the gold trunks. These two on opposite ends of a tag team contest last month that saw Kazuchika Okada tap out Mitsuharu Misawa's partner in from DDT, Dramatic Dream Team out of Japan. Kazuki Hirata was tapped out in front of Misawa in his own corner by Okada as he stared daggers at the GWA champion, as if to let him know that if he had the opportunity to successfully apply that self-same cravat in this championship matchup, that we would have ourselves a new champion. And the tag team championship has already changed hands today, so who knows what will happen in this main event. Misawa with a face lock of his own here. Misawa, the 4th GWA champion in our company's history. The inaugural champion, the Divine Matt Robinson, winning the title in a one-night tournament, was dethroned by Nightmare. No, what was it? I forget his nickname, but Thomas Walker was our second champion. He himself was defeated by Kenta Kobashi, who, as we said, held it for the better part of a year before Mitsuharu Misawa eventually defeated him for the belt. And now we stand with Misawa as our current champion, looking to defend against the young upstart, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. Nice double underhook belly to belly by Misawa, the reigning champion. Can't remember Thomas Walker's nickname. I know the Hell Knight was Mickey Williams. Demon something or Devil something? I know it was demonic in some way because I teamed up the Hell Knight and Thomas Walker because they had somewhat similar or somewhat compatible nicknames, but I can't remember what they are for the life of me at the moment. Oh, the Brilliant Devil. That's it. The Brilliant Devil, Thomas Walker. Haha, I knew I'd remember. I don't know if Okada's going to remember the match after that shot to the back of the head by Misawa, though. Nice double arm into the belly to belly on the floor. No countouts, no disqualifications. Anything goes out here. And Misawa knows it as he's firing those elbows in rapid succession now. Early in this championship contest. As we said, these gentlemen on the opposite sides of a tag match last month, so they kind of know what they're in for in broad terms in this championship contest. And so far, Misawa unrelenting in his assault, preferring to take things to the floor. Both gentlemen preferring to take things to the floor in the first 10 minutes of this contest. Assisted stunner by Misawa, shades of his late Noah run. Nice counter. Nice suplex by Okada out of the fireman's carry. And spiked with the Frozen. Emerald Frozen on the floor. But he rolls it into a pin that he cannot hold due to the rules of the matchup. This is not a false count anywhere. Oh, and then a Rainmaker by Okada. DDT on the floor now. Both men down in the corner. As we're getting close to the 10-minute call here.
10 minutes gone.
Misawa hears 10 minutes in front of the 1-minute parking sign and slaps on the crossface. Okada fights his way back into the ring, the only place he can win the championship. Sends Misawa off the ropes. Big boot by Okada. Signaling to the crowd that this is it. Oh, trying to get back control. Back and forth they go once again. Watch out for the elbows of Misawa. Oh my gosh, what a combination. And now to the back of the head. The lethal elbows of Misawa on display as he slows things down with a single leg crab, and that is it. Okada tapping 11 and a half minutes in. He must have been knocked loopy by those elbow shots. Had nothing left. Misawa making surprisingly short work of Kazuchika Okada. Crowd loving it though. The dominant GWA champion. Wowzers. How'd they do? 88. Going home early. Like, let's get out of here. There's a reason Backlund didn't show up, I guess. Ba-boom! Title defense. Hi-ya! I'm gonna get myself back on cam here. 84 overall, not our best. We're only in front of 12,500 of an 18,000 seater. They're gonna complain about, oh, I saw some empty seats, blah, blah, blah. But that's not our fault that one of our competitors decided not to show up. Can't blame us for that. Yep, have new tag team champions. We pulled it off tonight, but the MP bleachers stood out. See? It's not our fault. Might have lost money on this show, too. Oh, Impact Trios champions have been crowned. New Noah Junior tag champions. G Raver is the new GCW Junior champion. Congratulations. We still made money. That's amazing. All right, Trios tournament for Impact. Maybe they'll put their new Trio championships on the line. Oh, that's the only tournament this week, or this month, I should say. Okay, what's going on with Backlund? Backlund, Noah scouted Mark. I don't know what that means exactly. Our broadcast contract has expired. We didn't get any new offers. They found a new Japanese person. We found someone in Latin America. We found P.D. Williams, perhaps, in America. Regal is dissatisfied with the way you're running things and wants a word. Let's give them a passionate speech. They light a fire in Regal. They're raring to get back into the ring. And now we have Yuya in from New Japan. Sure. Caden Carter from NXT. Sure. Casey. Oh my gosh, we got the tag team. All right, that's cool. From NXT. Cool, we got that tag team together. That's pretty fun. Casey Catanzaro, I believe, and Caden Carter. Team Ninja. Cool. Okay, so we don't have TV broadcasting anymore. That's going to be a big kick in the butt, because that was $300,000 a month we were getting. That sucks. That sucks huge. All right, let's do the Bill Bullock wants more money. Sure. I mean, we haven't used it in a little bit, but you got it. How you doing, buddy? Oh, you're not even at $2,000. There you go. No wonder. Oops, not general, personal. Dave Mastiff, the other half of the tag team. Now that we'll put them against the tag team that's coming in then. How about that? How about that? Mastiff and Bullock versus, the two NXT ladies. Perfect. Okay, save that. Anybody else? William Regal, you just got here. Give it some time. Regal, how much you making, buddy? Tiny raises for you. Liger, you got it. As soon as you start to feature them, they're like, I should be making more money. You're already making a boatload of cash, Liger. Personal advice. Becky Lynch. Oh boy. So I'm going to do all of these. I'm going to do my regular maintenance, and then we're going to do our sign-off. All right. Gets around $2,000. Speaking of, where's Yohei? Yohei! There you go, buddy. Back to this. Personal advice. Don't seem to be any trust issues. Okay. Okay. I'll believe you. Extra save. Let's take a look at our management. We don't have a broadcast contract. We still make $46,000 from our monthly sponsors on the ring, but we're missing $300,000 in a monthly TV deal. We've never been hotter as a promotion, and our deal just expired without us getting a new offer, which is pretty weird. I gotta say, it's a little weird that we didn't get another offer. We can't be doing badly. We're putting on fantastic shows. I mean, not necessarily this last one, but we had a no-show. All right, doing all our maintenance. Maintain. Good stuff. I'm not going to worry about merchandise yet. See, look at that. We blew it out, pretty much. Do that. I think that's it. That's all we're going to do for now. We are ready. We are ready for July, which I have not booked at all. Here, I'll even show you. There, see? I have not booked July, August, September, anything until the end of the year. That's all I have for now. But I think I'll start doing this. I think we might have to start doing 8 matches just to try to get more of our talent featured on our own shows. It gives us more of an opportunity to feature outside talent because I can potentially do an 8th match of just, like if I get 2 people in, I can just put them against each other and just hope for the best. You know what I mean? I get an opening match or something like that. So here's where we are. Here's the results of today. Here's what we did. We had our month 5 and month 6 shows. Blue Demon Jr. versus Bob Backlund did not happen because Backlund didn't show up. I didn't savvy who won between Hino and Phoenix and Moxley and Lynch. I'll go back and take a look at that later. But yeah, that's kind of what we did today. And we'll get back to it some other day. We do, and then, so that I can thank everybody for watching, no matter where or when you happen to be, and wishing everybody out there chill vibes and clear skies. And if you find yourself in possession of a plethora of positive energy, please share it if you can spare it. And don't forget about your old pal, the Silent G, Rad Gnarly, saying so long for now. We will be back on the air Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern to spend a week around the house, sprucing up the place, in 7 days to die. So until then, TTFN, let's go ahead and find ourselves somebody to spread a little love to on our way down the well. Of course, Stream Deck. I should preemptively press this when I start my spiel so that it has time to crash and then reset. There we go. Oh, there we go. Vert's doing some mini paintings. Let's go hang out with Virtually Idiotic. And thank you for hanging out with me. Hopefully I see you tomorrow evening. There's going to be a group of a half dozen of us usually playing 7 Days to Die. We are at around the 3-month mark. Anyway, ta-ta for now.